What's up? How y'all people out there? Hey, what's up, you guys? What is up? I am super excited today. I got some burst of inspiration yesterday. And I came up with a really cool idea, really hoping it works out. We're going to taste it with my friend, MBK Player, today, who I'm going to add to the Discord call pretty soon. I'm going to be playing a game with him. Here's what's going to go down. First, I'm going to explain the rules, answer any questions, hear what his first take on it, and then we're gonna play a game, see if we can even get through a game, because that's one of the reasons why we're testing it, is because we don't even know if we can even finish a game. It might be too difficult. We might need to adjust the numbers. So that's kind of what's going on right now. I am kind of in a DM setup, like it's D&D or something, and I'm gonna add him to the call. He's gonna be completely under my control. But no, it's not that evil, okay? But you know, I'm gonna add him into the call. Let's get this music stopped, and I need to keep it muted to make sure he's okay and ready to go live. Okay, let me join the call. Let me mute myself really quick. All right, so we have my friend here, MBK, and he is going to be learning a game with us today. So,
hey everybody.
Yeah, introduce yourself any way you want.
I'm MBK, player of games.
Awesome. We're going to be playing an interesting game today. I don't know what you're prepared for. I don't know what's going on in your mind right now.
Apparently it's a turn-based game. That's all I know.
Are you freaking out?
No, I think as long as I get, thinking time on my turn, should be fine.
Well, it's a completely turn-based game. We're not going to use the clock. We're not, this is our first playthrough, okay? We're not going to like time ourselves and play it in 1 minute a turn or something, you know?
Yeah, gotta play 100 games to see how long they take.
We might not even be able to finish today.
Oh.
It's one of those kind of games, okay?
Well, I guess we gotta get started then.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay, so I'm going to link you to the rules in a bit, but first I want to go through the rules live with you right now. And hey, Okie Chloe, hey, Globe Warming, we're with my friend MBK, gonna teach him this game I invented.
Hello.
Okay, so, all right, first thoughts. Here's the game screen.
Is that second blue grid for both of us, or is that mine personally?
All right, good question. Any other questions?
I mean, I see some grids. I see a 3, 2, and a 4 totaling 9. I don't know if those change. And life points at 20. Probably got to keep that, preserved. I don't know what SP is, and I don't know what 2 out of 0 is. Or I guess 0 out of 2.
All right. Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. Let me bring up them rules. Okay, we're just gonna go through this document and stop me if you have any questions. Basically, before I continue, I'm gonna make sure that just stop me anytime you have questions. I'm gonna try to go through all the rules and everything.
I have no questions at this time.
All right, so here's the rules.
Wait. Okay, we're good. We're good. I have no questions.
Okay, are you able to read it okay?
A little bit. It's a little like blurry. You might have to read it aloud
Want me
to
to
me.
want me to? Okay, I
Yes,
need to read.
please.
I need to reset the. I have it stretched out. That's. Let me adjust it. Should be readable. Is it still is it too small?
No, it's just a little pixelated on my screen. I don't know if it's like on the regular. I can read it, but there's some blur spots.
Well, what if I just go completely full screen?
Yeah, like I can make out words.
Is it better now?
Yes, definitely. That's the
Okay.
storyline. The world of souls persists.
Okay, yeah. Let's just move my webcam. Okay, there we go.
Ah, perfect. Now I can see the text and everything else.
All right, so we got, this is version 0.1. This is still in alpha testing. I created it. My name is Rebecca Lauren, twitch.tv/Rebecca Lauren. There's no like, you don't have to pay me a $5 every time you think of the game or anything. Just, I prefer if you do spread this game around, just, include these lines that it attributes it to me. So basically, the world of souls persists, shrouded in darkness. The rulers of this world are known as soul guardians. Their existence hinges on collecting soul gems and storing the energy emitted by lost souls. Every guardian must battle each other, for their very life is at stake.
All right, I have a question right now.
Okay.
Am I the player, the guardian, or am I controlling guardians that are the pieces?
You can use your imagination on that one.
Okay, so guardians controlling guardians.
All right.
A hierarchy of guardians. Okay.
Okay, so it's same as standard chess, with changes. Okay, so there is no checking the king. The king can move anywhere it normally could without the rule of putting itself into check. So that basically means like there is no check. You don't have to worry if your king's attacked. It's legal.
The king is just another piece, so you
yeah,
don't lose the game.
Yeah, exactly. But
All right.
we'll get there. We'll get there. Castling is not a legal move. This
Fair
shouldn't
enough.
be achievable anyway, as will be explained in the rules. It should be pretty obvious as we go through the rules why.
That's a chess rule. Makes sense.
Yeah, well, it'll make sense. The game ends when the king is captured, or if either player reaches 1,000 life points.
Wait, so I could place my king in a dangerous position where it could be captured, and the game would end if I did so?
No, it has to be captured.
Captured
There
is
are
not...
capturing rules we will go over in a bit.
Oh, layers. Okay.
Awesome. It's good that you're asking these questions. Okay, so the equipment is fairly easy. That's what I really like about this game. It's basically kind of like you don't need to buy. I mean, obviously in the future, maybe we could kind of like cash grab some things, making like a designed 3D printed set, all that kind of stuff in the future. But obviously, we need the game first. Like that needs to be perfected. We're not going to like invest all this stuff into making a Kickstarter and whatever without actually having the game solid. All you need is a standard chessboard and pieces, at least one 6-sided die, pencil and paper, or some other way to keep players' LP and SP count. So that's life points and soul points.
Hey, I have that already.
Okay. An area or areas to store pieces. This is your soul gem, and that's the second board you see. It just makes it easier to do it that way for digital purposes. In a real game, you could just like put them off to the side as if they're captured. But there may be a second one in the future. I want to this is a very modular game. It might use trading cards. In the future, it'll become apparent why as we go through, but right now it's very basic. We don't need any of that. There might be another area called the crypt. Okay, any questions so far?
So if a piece gets captured, it goes into the soul gem area. Does that imply that I can play them out onto the board later, or are they just out of the game?
Oops, I have the wrong mic on the whole time. Everybody's been hearing an echo when I have reverb on. Okay, I switched to my regular mic. That's embarrassing. Nobody told me. It's okay, guys. Don't worry.
It was like a concert hall?
It would have been sounding like a concert hall for the Twitch stream. Wow. Oh well. So what was your question?
Oh, if the pieces go to the gem area, the soul gem area, does that imply that they can then be played out into the board later?
Well, that's a good question. We will go over that.
Okay,
There's a
I am in anticipation.
right, yeah, and there's a very good reason why there's a soul gem and why there might be a crypt later, but it'll become apparent. So we have, if you're familiar with the game Magic the Gathering, a game that you may have played once in your life.
Oh, I have, yes.
Yeah, to be clear,
I thought you were just speaking to the masses, like as one would do.
as MBK is actually a very avid MTG player enthusiast. So we have multiple phases in the game. There is a game start, which obviously only happens once, unless there's some kind of time reversal in the future. Jeez.
Board reset.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this game is modular. There might be additional rules in the game start phase. Who knows? And this is where you place your kings. And so we're gonna go over everything individually. This is just like an overview right here. We have an upkeep phase, which is where you collect SP. You
Soul
attempt
points?
to repair,
Soul points?
Yeah, soul points.
Okay.
Attempt to repair or break a soul gem, or
okay.
summon.
All right.
Then you have main phase 1. Oh, well, first of all, game start, upkeep, main phase 1, battle phase, main phase 2, and then game end. So
round end or game end?
just game end. Well, I guess main phase 2, I guess you could say round end. Right now, there's no, I mean, I guess I could add that in case in the future there's abilities that only happen at the end of your turn, like it's a second upkeep. So let me just,
like end phase.
Yeah, I was almost going to add that, but let me just add it right now. End phase. There we go. Right now, there's nothing happening during end phase, so... So during main phase 1, you have the option to pass before you take any action. So this is all after your upkeep, and you gain 10 life points.
Oh wow! For not deciding to do nothing.
Yeah, if you gain 10. If you want to farm points, you can potentially pass, but obviously you need to decide that through your own strategy.
Yeah.
Obviously, you probably do not want if your king's going to get captured next turn. You probably shouldn't do that.
On a normal turn, though, you could score potentially more than just 10 points.
Yeah,
right?
there's lots of stuff to do within the round, but if you don't see any options, then that's always an option. Like I said, these numbers might need to change, and like I said,
we'll balance them or rebalance
just to be safe, I did add the 1,000 points rule because I don't know how much potential points you could get in the game. We're probably not going to get to 1,000 points this game.
Easy enough to work with powers of 10.
Yeah, we don't really know. Like we don't really know how much points. Like 1,000 might even be too small. Who knows? Like we don't know how until we play. Okay, and then you have abilities. So right now I only have Soul Steal. And there's going to be more in future versions. This is where the MTG element might come in, is abilities might be a part of the game, and there might be a new mechanic adding in the ability to obtain these abilities. So you start off without any of these abilities.
Or you go out to find Soul Steal?
Yeah, or like you find them or you train them or, there might be things in the future. But right now, everyone, and I think that like maybe like your Soul Guardian will already have like one that you pick like at the beginning of the game. So this is why I'm saying like at game start there might be new things. Like maybe at the beginning you get to pick one of the abilities, but not this. But I mean you can't pick the ability of the other person, and one person gets first pick, and so it's like that'd be kind of cool because that would kind of add like each Soul Guardian has a special ability kind of thing. Like I said, we're not at that point yet. Before I add new things to the game, I want to make sure the core game works, and so it's like this is
for this game. Are we going to start each with Soul Steal starting?
Yeah, Soul Steal is the only ability, and so it's like, well, summoning and teleporting might be considered an ability, but I think those are just innate game mechanics. I think just Soul Guardians and Souls have this ability to teleport or be summoned. Well, the Soul Guardians can teleport or summon souls.
Right.
So that's just what makes them Soul Guardians. I mean, they're literally the guardians of soul. And
do the Guardians also repair?
Yeah, like the Guardian is the one playing the game. Like it's the Guardian, and the King is a direct representation of the Guardian, but all the other pieces are representations of the soul energy. And to be clear, canonically, you're not actually like harvesting souls. You're actually harvesting the energy that souls give off. And soul gems, canonically, did not exist for the longest time, but then somebody found a way to create a soul gem. There was a big accident, and as will be clear when I tell you how the game ends, and then somebody was able to store soul energy. It would just dissipate off into the ether, but now people can store it and imbue it into objects and stuff like so. That there is a storyline to this. This may become a video game or something at some point. Who knows? And cool. As well as main phase 1, you can do movement. So peace movement. And then you have a battle phase. And so attacking and movement are not done at the same time. So right now attacking, I'll explain the attack mechanics in a bit and the movement mechanics. This is just an overview, like I said. This is just going through the phase. This is basically like, short cheat sheet of like what each round will be. And obviously, you can always skip a phase. I don't think I added that in.
Yeah, no, you mentioned it. You have the option to skip. You said phase 1, but you could, I guess, skip the other phases.
Well, I meant like
if you don't have anything to do.
What I'm saying is like I think it was just implied. I didn't actually write it down.
Right.
But like you can pass your turn. But what I'm saying is like you can pass at any time. But also I think I didn't mention that you could just skip attack phase. You can skip main phase 1. Like all that stuff if you really want to.
Okay.
But like the thing is like I didn't explicitly add that in. So battle phase is it's what it sounds like. It's where you do attacking. There might be future mechanics and battle abilities in addition to the regular abilities. Like I said, that's for the future. Before we go wide, we go. Before we expand, we need to focus on the core. Oops! I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, so then we have main phase 2. Oh, God. Like clicking on like...
Teleporting and moving?
Yeah, I clicked on the wrong thing and it keeps on... Okay, so yeah. Main phase 2, you're able to teleport and you can do more additional movement. And then you have the end phase. And then the game ends when you defeat the enemy king and successfully roll a 6. Defeating the enemy king is very difficult, and there's a good reason. And it's because canonically, it's very, very dangerous to kill enemy kings, like to kill guardians. But we're not quite there in the storyline yet. We don't know why. You have to really want to kill an enemy soul guardian. There better be a good reason. It's really difficult. They're gods. Okay, so you have to kill them, and I'll explain how killing them is actually difficult in its own right. But not only do you have to defeat them, you also have to roll a 6 because there's some RNG in the game.
And the alternative is 1,000 life points. Yeah,
if you get to 1,000 life points, you've pretty much become like overflown with soul energy, soul points. So, you've absorbed all those soul points.
So we start with 20?
Yeah, you start with 20. And I said 1,000 just to make sure that like if I set it to like 100, it might be like, oh, you can actually end the game in like 5 turns. Like that's, right. I don't know.
Gotta get 980 life points.
Yeah, you need 980 life points to win the game or defeat the enemy king. Those are 2 different approaches to the game. That might be your build.
Obstacles, but
I mean, it might be possible to do either or, but also if you want, hey, Holy Bubbles, it might be worth deciding early on in the game which strategy you're going to go towards. These might be completely different builds.
Could do that on the same turn.
No, I meant like your overall strategy for the game.
Sure.
Like you might want to try to, you might have a strategy that actually maximizes on getting life points, but doesn't like maximize. I mean, the way the game works, it should work out either way.
Oh, we start with an empty board. Oh, sorry, I'm reading ahead.
Yeah, you start. Okay, so the game starts with an empty board. All of your pieces are contained within the soul gem, and you each have a soul gem. Except your king. Each player takes turns placing their king anywhere within their camp. So blue players roll 3 dice, only 6-sided at the moment, and the player with the highest total chooses who plays white and black. Going second may or may not be a strategic plan. Both players have life points as well as soul points. At the start, both players have 20 LP and 0 SP. Unless stated, a player may use points from either pool and in any combination between them. So basically, you just have a total amount of points that you can spend. This is basically all about spending points. This is
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It might seem a little bit simple, but maybe it should work. If after upkeep the player takes no actions, they may pass and receive 10 LP.
Reset damage. Nice.
Yeah, a player may freely pass after any action is taken during any phase, but any damage that hasn't resulted in capturing a piece will reset. No points are gained this way. I mean, so obviously you don't want to start an attack if you're not able to finish it.
Sure.
But in case it does, because maybe there's abilities that we add in later on that would like Yu-Gi-Oh style, like counters and stuff like that. Or
Yeah,
I guess
single
MTG
point just climbs over and one-shots.
Yeah, like somebody might have an ability that they can use that turn or something like that. That I'm not going to integrate like anything like trap points, trap cards or anything like that. It's all going to be
play
open
my
information.
One Punch Man card and win with one punch.
Yes, I mean every single. This is just like chess, whereas like we have perfect information, so you know it at all times. You know what your opponent has. You know what you have. So it's still just like chess. It's just like it's not like adding like. I mean, there is RNG, but like we're not. At least at the moment, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna want to add any like trap cards. Like reverse card open.
Yeah,
that just makes it too crazy. It's already pretty crazy as it is.
Okay, cool.
But I don't know. Like that. Like I said, that's for the future to decide if we want to go that direction.
Yeah, if the game can fit it, it might be a full game already.
And I'm not sure if my camera is covering some of the
some
of the
little
stuff.
bit, but you're reading it aloud, and I'm mostly following.
I'm gonna try.
Read it.
I just
I can read
noticed.
it before it gets to your picture.
Yeah,
and
I'm just gonna read. I'm just gonna keep the stuff that I read underneath my camera.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, were we back? I mean, where were we back? Okay. Yeah. This is how you start. Both players have life. Okay. Both. May pass and get life points, and a player may fully pass.
Reset.
Okay. So each player has a soul gem which stores captured and stolen souls.
Okay.
At the upkeep of each turn, the total value of pieces, as in the standard piece value, which obviously might need to be changed. We might need to change the piece value of certain pieces.
We'll have to see.
Right now, I'm starting with the standard piece value. Like pawn is 1, knights and bishops are 3, rooks are 5, queens 9. Except I made the king worth 20. for difficulty reasons. It's because it'll be explained when we do capturing rules. At the upkeep of each turn, the total value of pieces contained within the player's gem is added together and multiplied by 2. I think that's what I thought. I don't know. I changed something else. This is then added to the player's current soul points. I might change that to 3. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
So it's double the total points your pieces are worth added up.
Right. So if you have 2 rooks in your soul gem,
that'd be 20 points.
Yeah, you get 10 times 2, and that adds to your soul points. It doesn't, but, and this is why you have 2 different sets of points. Soul gems may be broken. During a player's upkeep, they may spend 10 points from either pool to attempt to break it. And you can use combination of either pool either. You don't have to use just one. The player rolls 3 dice, and any roll of 6 is added to a total counter. So you could possibly do it in one roll, but it might take multiple turns. When that counter reaches 3, so you need to roll 6, 6, 6, but you can do it in separate turns. Like every 6 gets added to the counter. So if you roll 2, you get a counter of 2, and then if next turn you roll 1 or more, then you've succeeded.
Total you need 3 successes.
Yeah, 3 rolls of 6.
Okay, that's hard, dude. No, so not 5 or 6, it's 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6 is a different. That's to repair.
Yeah, that's like 30%. With this, it's like 18% chance.
Yeah, I mean, soul gems are pretty powerful. I mean,
okay.
But I mean, you can spend 10 points, if you want to attempt to roll the dice, I mean, you don't have to do it all in one turn. Like I said, it can do across multiple turns. So every single 6, like if you roll 3 dice and you get 1 6, you don't have to roll all 3 at once. It doesn't have to be 666 only. That's way too rare.
Right. I have some dice next to me. I test rolled. I got a 6, a 3, and a 4. So I have one
that's
success
already one. Yeah,
right
so
now.
it might take 3 turns if you get 3 rolls like that.
Oh, 1 6 1.
Yeah, so it's not too
Oh,
bad.
3 4 6. This is gonna be easy.
Oh, well, luckily I'm not using your loaded die. You have a die that only has 6 on it.
No, that one just rolled a 1 this time. I got a 1, a 2, and a 3. So there you go. There.
So when the player reaches 3, then that player has successfully broken their opponent's gem. All of the pieces are then transferred to their own gem, as well as all their SP stolen and transferred to their life points. So you basically pull a vampire. I originally called this vampire chest, but it's kind of like you're stealing the souls, and you're adding it to your own life points. So it's actually pretty powerful because if your opponent breaks your soul gem, you lose all your SP. So if you just stockpile a ton of SP and then your opponent breaks it, well, now they stole it, and you can't even steal it back because it goes to their life point. So this is why I did that.
The point differential is double, interestingly, because you go down as much points as they go up.
Yeah, and not only that, but you can't steal those points back. Those are permanently added to their LP.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's why I made the rule of 1,000. Like, if you can do this a lot, then like I said, there might be builds where you could try to maximize gaining life points.
Okay, cool, interesting.
Soul gems may be repaired. Repair costs 10 life points during upkeep, so it's the same as trying to break it. But the roll requirement is 3 counters of either 1 or 2. So it's like it's doubling your chance, or I don't know, doubling your chances.
Yeah, it's a third of the chance. 1 out of 3.
Yeah, it's like 1 out of 3 instead of 1 out of 6 for each roll. So during main phase 2, a player may choose to spend 5 SP and roll 3 dice. So that's only SP. You can't use LP to do this, and you probably wouldn't want to. But multiply the results of each die together and transfer that many points to your LP. So it's like you can try to transfer, so you can say it's basically like you're basically creating like storage.
Oh, but if you roll double 1s, you get 1 LP.
Yeah, and you just spent 5, so it's like there is risk.
Oh man, really got to get the 36 LP roll.
Yeah, if you get 6, well, it would be 6 times 6 times 6.
Oh.
Yeah,
wait,
so
you're doing up to 3
3
multiplies?
Dice. Like I said, this is why I said like you might get up to. I don't know how the numbers might need to change, but I kind of like multiplying all 3 together because it's like you might get 3 1s. You might get like 2 1 1. But you might get 6
if you get
6
3
6.
60s, I think is what
36
like
times 6. I have a calculator open. But
I think it's 198.
Yeah, it's like 198. My boomer math. 6 times 6. Oops. Yeah, that's 216. So you can potentially
216.
You could potentially transfer 216 SP. And you gain SP. Okay, so did I mention yet? I don't think I've gone over it yet about how to gain SP. Yeah, I did. It adds the total. It adds. You leech SP. I mean, you gain SP every upkeep. So it's like you could just like farm SP, but if your opponent breaks your gem, then they take it to their life points and you'll never get it back. So it's like you kind of want to like judge like whether or not you want to try to transfer some over to your LP if you've got like a ton of it. Like if you have 216, you're like, my opponent might steal all of that, and they're probably going to win the game if they do that. So it's like,
where do we keep them? Is there like one piece that hangs on to it, or
keep what?
What was it, the soul points? Like
you just keep that off to the side. That's why I created an extra board. So it's like with 32 squares. So it's like you keep all of them like off to the side of the board. Like it's not on the board. It's basically like captured pieces.
Well, how does the opponent get a chance to steal them from me?
Well, that's the thing, is because you keep track. This is why I said this is also pen and paper. Like you add it each time. You do the multiplication and stuff each time. You have to do math. I'm sorry.
I've got my pen and paper.
Yeah, and a calculator. I mean, I'm going to be doing all the calculations and stuff. So, like I said, I mean, you obviously, feel free to do what you want as we play. Everything's going to be on my screen, so it's all going to be available. And I'm basically just playing DM here.
Okey-doke.
Obviously, it'd be a lot more fun to play in person, but because then it's like you're like right there, and you're Soul Guardian versus Soul Guardian. So where was I? Yeah, the 3 dice. So yeah, you can transfer the points over to your own SP. So life points cannot be stolen by another player under any condition. And I wanted to add that so that like I make it clear that there's no possible way to steal life points. No future abilities. Nothing will ever be able to steal life points. Although there always is that maybe that there might be something in the future. Who knows?
Get
Might
that
take
pay to win content that's like, if you get this piece, you could steal life points.
All right, so okay, so there are abilities that may be used during main phases. Soul Steal can be used during the first main phase only when any of your pieces are directly adjacent to an opponent's.
Okay.
You may spend 2 LP/SP to attempt a Soul Steal. And this will be it'll be apparent why it's so cheap and why you'd want to do this instead of trying to just go into battle phase. I might have to change this number. It might want to be 5, but I mean I think 2 makes it so it's like this is actually kind of a legit option to do. And it's because you're directly adjacent, it makes more sense that it would be easier to do. Like you have to be right next to them, and it probably doesn't take it does take energy to do, but it's not like an attack. An attack is going to take effort. This is basically like it's a soul steal. Like these are souls, and you can perform a soul steal through them. The Soul Guardian does, and so it's like this is one of their abilities. Is they're gods, and they could use soul steals through their embodied souls. That they basically imbue the soul energy into these pieces. They're like avatars for the soul energy. And like I said, the soul energy is not actually the soul. So don't worry about no soul rights are being violated. This is all free energy. It's just, it would evaporate into the universe unless a soul guardian captures it. Soul guardians are able to manipulate soul energy. That's canon.
So it's like a balloon trying to capture static cling.
Yeah, I guess. It's like, it's not like static is like a direct result of the object. It's created by the object. So it's like, the soul itself exists in its own world. And then so these aren't like evil things. They exist in the soul realm. And they live off of this soul energy, and they can manipulate it. So it's like they're a direct result of soul's energy being released into the universe. I mean,
Okay.
Like I said, I'm still developing the canon for this, but it'd be cool to have an actual storyline, like some kind of lore,
Yeah.
This will capture the piece. Okay, so you may spend 2 LP or SP to attempt a soul steal. This will capture the piece and place it into your soul gem. Roll a die, and if the result is a 6, then you have performed successful soul steal. So there's the RNG. It's a 1/6 chance. That's why it's so low of a cost. But if you do, otherwise, a failure results in that piece being unable to be targeted for attacks or abilities for the remainder of the turn. I don't know. I said
The one
players
that was attacked, or the one that was making the attack?
the one that you attacked. Like you basically alerted them.
You get one chance, and then they go to ground.
Yeah, they basically they turn into lurkers from StarCraft. They burrow and you can't see them.
Yeah.
You don't have detection.
You don't have detection.
But,
what are you gonna do?
I mean, obviously they stay on the board. This is where you just have to keep track of things. And obviously in the future, maybe there'll be ways to keep track of it. Like you make like a counter or something like that you put something underneath the piece to denote that it's it has vision or whatever. Or in the future, like I said, when there's more abilities and the oh god. I muted myself again. Oh god, I accidentally. I keep switching to okay, there's a problem where I keep switching to the other microphone, so it's like everybody's getting super concert hall.
Oh wow,
Jeez.
I keep hearing you just normal.
Yeah, you do, of course. I'm talking about the stream. It's because I've been pressing Alt Tab, and because I have I switch between different microphones if I do Alt and print screen, and I use print screen to do voice to talk. I mean push to talk. So it's
For those dramatic moments. Pay no attention to the person behind the curtain.
A failure results in that piece. So yeah, obviously, like I said, in the future, there might be more abilities added, and you might need to keep track of things on the board with additional markers and stuff. So like I said, when the games develop further, there'll be additional equipment that you can add, but we're not there yet. This is the core game. It may also be used on your own pieces, but they must be adjacent to your king, and you must roll a 1 or a 2. So that's a 1/3 chance.
Oh, is that
to get your own pieces?
Again?
You can take your own pieces off and store them in your own soul gem.
Oh, so you can like bank them, but then you lose a piece on the board.
Yeah, you lose a piece on the board, but if you want to gain, if you're down, SP or LP, you might want to strategically do this. Like, but it's only pieces near your king. Failing a soul steal on your own piece prevents that piece from moving or attacking for the remainder of the turn. So it's like the opposite.
And the success is the higher percentage.
Yeah, I mean, 1 or 2 means that you're going to have a higher chance to do your own pieces, because obviously your own pieces are going to be a little bit more willing than your enemy pieces.
Yeah, you get double the chances for that to work.
But soul steal on its own does, paralyze them for a turn or whatever. I don't know. I don't necessarily know what it does. Like I said, if you do it on an enemy, it makes it so you can't perform on them. If you do it on your own pieces, it means that they can't do anything. So it's weird. The mechanics are weird. Don't ask me to explain it. This is Soul Guardian stuff.
Yeah.
They know why, or maybe they don't know why. But that's what happens.
That's for the expansion parts.
Yeah, well, maybe there'll be a storyline campaign that'll
who knows?
explain
While we
it.
play it, maybe the story will explain itself.
Ooh. Okay, so summon removes one of your own pieces from your soul gem and places it on its starting square. Either starting square counts, but it must be unoccupied. Obviously, so
is that the starting square we set at the beginning of each game?
No, the standard chess starting square. So like Queen's Knight or King's Knight.
Oh, can those pieces only get summoned at those specific locations?
No, you can pick either or. If like that space, because it'd just be too hard to keep track of which one's the King's Knight. Because if you already have a King's Knight on board, then it's like, because you're technically, none of the pieces start off, because you start off with an empty board. I'm just using this as like a reference point.
Okay.
Like you start
if you did want to right and left, you could have them colored, but we don't have to do that
like
this time.
I said, this is supposed to be playable with the standard set, so it's like basically for it's more of just a guide, so you know that like you can summon either side, but like obviously if the square is occupied, then you can't use that square.
Yeah, the unoccupied square is where you can summon.
But also, I do have augmentation so that you can actually teleport. And you can actually pay additional points to move them. You might be able to see that X plus Y there. But the thing is you could technically, if you wanted to, you could put a knight on. You could put a knight on. You could put a knight on B2. And then put a knight on B1.
Right,
but,
you move it one space out of the way to place your own.
Yeah, but you can't do that if you've already placed one on B1.
Well,
or
of
if
course,
B1 or if anything is on B1. So if both knight slots are open, you could reference from either square. If none of the knight spots are open, you can't do it. If one of them are open, you can only use that square as a reference point.
Makes sense.
So you have options. If both are open, you can choose which side. Obviously, you don't want to spend more life points or SP to position it. If both are open, you can just use the closer one as a reference point.
Yeah, imagine if that rule wasn't there. It'd be kind of like you try to make that move, and it'd be like the person trying to get to the center of the movie seats, where it's like, oh, excuse me, oh, pardon.
Yeah. So summon removes one. Okay, I already did that. So it costs the piece price, the piece value plus 5. So like a knight would cost 8 points to place. And this is why you start with 20, and it's going to take some turns to fully develop your camp. And you can summon them. It's basically like Savas, like in Game of Thrones books. Which, interestingly enough,
you
was
don't
not
lose by going to 0, do you?
No, life points are just used for spending.
Okay, you're just
like I said, every upkeep you gain SP.
Right.
And you can spend SP to transfer to life points. This is they're called life points because it's like, these are gods. They can never actually be killed, but their existence is based on this. So it's like they have 0.
You can only get bigger.
Yeah, you can only get bigger. Once you get to 0, you're at your starting point. You basically you're eternal, and you will never die. But we'll explain why.
Jellyfish guardians.
Yeah, you're a guardian. You're eternal. So it's like you can only get stronger.
Space jellyfish.
Yeah, they're space jellyfish. No, they're like these weird soul creatures, and they might be space jellyfish. Who knows? Okay, so you can only summon during your upkeep, so you can't do it like. You can't like attack stuff and then wait till main phase 2 and then do it, or I don't know. You can't like do that like during main phase 1. Like, I might want to try doing some soul steals first. Like, no, you don't want to do that. Now, obviously, you can only do this on your own pieces, like because you'll differentiate between white and black within your soul gem. You can't summon your. This isn't shogi, so you can't summon your opponents.
Is summoning always the first thing you can do? Like nothing comes before summoning, right? That's
upkeep,
the first choice.
The order of upkeep is you gain SP first.
Okay, SP is first.
Yeah, so you can
then
actually
summoning.
gain points and then decide whether or not you want to summon.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so you may pay an additional point each for X and Y placement of the pieces. So this is file and rank. So for example, to place a white queen from your soul gem to the H3 square, you pay 9 plus 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which would place it on D1. Then pay 4 plus 2, which costs 20 points total.
Oh.
So yeah, if you want to place your queen on move 1, you have to spend all your points.
Okay. Starting to understand how these rules are going to interact.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how it's going to play, but I'm just talking about it makes me excited. Like this is I'm pretty proud of myself for coming up with this. Pieces may only be placed within the first 4 ranks in your camp, so you can't teleport or summon into your opponent's camp.
So like, there's pawns in this?
Yeah, all the pieces are available.
So you could spend 3 points to basically get a pawn that's already moved 2 spaces.
Yeah. Or you could just, try to move later.
Like that.
But
that's cool. Now, are the well, no, never mind. We'll just keep reading rules. I'll ask more questions later.
I mean, if you have a question, go ahead.
No. I got something. I feel like it's something that's going to get explained in the rules. I'll save it for later.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, if anything is explained later, just, it might be self-explanatory. But obviously, I trust you to, make sure that we go over this before we attempt to play.
Yeah.
And obviously, as we play, you could always clarify a rule.
What has been stated so far makes total sense.
Okay, and after the game, I'm going to give you... after I explain the rules, I'm going to give you a link to the rules themselves, because I made a paste bin. But like I said, I wanted to give you a blind run through it so that we could know, like... So I can get your reaction live. Okay, so on the first 4 ranks. So you can only teleport or summon within your own camp. Teleport is the same as summon, but it can only be used during main phase 2. So you have to wait till your turn ends. You can't summon after your upkeep, and then maybe you did something. I don't know. This might not be really make much sense, but maybe it'll make sense later on with new abilities. I don't know.
Yeah, teleporting, it just means you can't do it like during combat or during the upkeep.
Yeah, you can't do it during battle phase. You can't just like attack something and then teleport somewhere else and then attack something else. Right. Like you can't just like magically just destroy everything in your turn. That's like you have to do your attacking, and then once you're done attacking, you can no longer attack. So it's like then you move stuff around and summon and teleport.
Is teleporting only for pieces that are on the board?
Yeah, teleporting is the same as summon, but I forgot to write that down.
Is it the same cost as summoning?
Yeah, it's the exact same cost. It has the exact same. You use the same exact piece placement rules, so you can.
So if I want to teleport the queen, it's like really expensive to move.
Well, no, if you just want to teleport your queen back to your home square,
Sure.
then you just play 14. But if you want to also teleport like to like H4 or something, then it's going to cost additional, like it's going to cost 7 because that's H3.
Right.
But like
so the teleport will also cost 7 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be 14 if you just want to go back to D1.
Oh, that's expensive. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, I might need to adjust
we'll
these
see,
numbers.
We'll see.
I might need to make it easier to gain points. Or make things. I think it's better if I make it easier to gain points because I don't really want to change the math.
Yeah, could maybe make
like
teleporting cheaper, but for now we'll keep it as is to just see what happens.
Yeah, right now, like I want to
no
see
idea what it's gonna do yet.
maybe less than 5. That's why I put them in parentheses. Like
Sure.
It might be 3. It might be 2. Who knows? Like we'll see if 5 works. Either way, you could always farm points. So it's like you might just like if you just like the first 3 moves, both players just pass. like maybe if that becomes like something that you have to do every game, then we'll just increase the amount of starting points or something.
We'll see. So far, I like just judging by what I've read so far, I feel like my first initial reaction is going to be to try to summon every expensive thing that I can as soon as possible, because that's how I get spending money, right? By starting with pieces on the board and during the upkeep.
You're almost right. So you get points that are in your soul gem. So if you take out your queen, that means that you're not going to get 18 points on your second turn.
Oh,
yeah, so
summoning them gets.
Not summoning them. If
okay,
you summon
cool.
them,
That
you lose SP over time.
Okay, I like that more than what I was thinking it was.
Yeah, your soul gem is what like farms your SP.
Okay, so that makes pawns a lot more useful to put out early because you start to keep income.
Yeah, I mean, you want to kind of just keep things like, maybe you just want, I don't know, like the strategy is up, that's something that can't be explained in the rules.
Pawns would be cheaper to move. That's the reason why, like with teleport, the more expensive pieces would also be a lot more static.
Well, okay, so teleportation is different from movement. You might want to just use regular movement, but you might want to teleport, and that means
there's also movement.
Yeah, there's also movement. Teleport is separate.
Okay.
So teleport is actually cool for the pawns, and you could choose any starting square for your pawns. Obviously, there's 8 of them, so you could actually move your pawns backwards.
Okay.
By teleporting them. So it's like that's I thought that was pretty cool.
Get the knight that's all the way to the end. By the way, do all the pieces for right now? Are we just calling all the pieces as they look?
Yeah, these are all standard chessboards. The Soul Guardians are using a chessboard as their avatar.
Okay, but we're not renaming all of them like the Spectre.
Oh, you could, but I mean, this isn't chess 2,
The umpire. I don't know why there'd be an umpire, but the umpire or.
Well, no. I mean, obviously you could if you want, but it just adds confusion. There's no reason to do that.
Sure.
Just call it a pawn, call it a knight, a bishop. Cool. Like basically, technically, this game might expand if we made a video game. You could technically have different games being occupied by the Soul Guardians
we could
themselves.
actually have images of they could be named characters.
So imagine if you're a Soul Guardian and you fought another Soul Guardian, but instead of playing on the chessboard, you played on a shogi board.
Yeah,
or you played on a checkerboard, or you played on a war machine game.
That would be if the boards are interchangeable.
So in canon, the Soul Guardians can inhabit any inanimate object. They're basically turning them into golems. Obviously, chess is the one they picked.
Chess is just season 1.
Yeah, season 1 is chess. So teleport is the same as summon, but only for pieces on the board and can only use during main phase 2. Okay, so movement.
Okay. Got it. Oh, so one suggestion: put movement before teleport.
Well, this isn't like turn order.
Right.
I'm just saying you can only do that on main phase 2. You can't do it on main phase 1 because it's after attacking. Because you can't teleport before you attack. Which I don't know why you'd want to, but maybe, I mean, obviously there might be reasons why you'd want to teleport so that you can attack that you wouldn't be able to normally. And so this is why some teleport's only done in main phase 2.
Maybe teleport can be the end phase thing. Like you put that rule at the end where you do it at the end. I don't know.
It can only be used during end phase. That might be good because let's do that.
I don't know. I don't know how powerful teleporting is going to be. It sounds powerful, but we got to see.
I mean, the thing is you'd have to do your movement first and then wait to your end phase before you teleport.
Well, yeah, I feel
You
like
can't
teleporting should be the last.
Yeah, because then otherwise you could move and then teleport and then move and then teleport and then
Yeah.
like you have to do all your movement first and only then can you do your teleporting.
Yeah. With
Okay.
this order, it makes me think that I want to teleport my pieces before I move, but I feel like in game it's probably going to be better to move and then teleport.
Yeah, because they would be too OP, I think.
Yeah.
So
It'd be
movement.
like surprise, bop.
Yeah, exactly. I think it just creates too many silly mechanics if you can
Sure.
if you could freely do it at any time. Like that's just like God mode, you know?
I mean, it's Raiden mode technically, because Raiden in Mortal Kombat could do that. Like, you could always teleport behind the person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not gonna go there.
I mean, Raiden's kind of a guardian.
I mean, maybe that's canon. Who knows?
Who knows?
Okay, so movement. Movement can only be done during main phase 1 or 2. So, like, think like Risk or
Right.
movement and capturing happens separately.
Of course.
The cost to move a piece is piece plus 3 plus distance.
Okay.
And distance can only be a maximum of the piece's traditional legal move distance.
Wow.
Oops.
Yeah, so the expensive pieces are like, whew.
Yeah, it's gonna be to move a queen. You have to play 12, and if you want to move across the board, 12 plus 7, it's gonna cost 19 to move the queen all the way across the board.
But in this game, you're trying to absorb souls, so really the piece placement has influence on the squares around it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, supposedly, yeah. I mean,
Okay. Yeah,
but like nothing on the board gets absorbed. Everything, you only get points from stuff that's in your soul gem. So
Okay.
anything that's on the board is not earning you points. So that means that the only reason to put stuff onto the board is if you're going to gain stuff from it. Like, so it's like you might not want a ton of pieces on the board because you're not going to be able to farm SP. And so it's like, but if you don't have too few pieces on the board and your opponent has more, they're going to be able to start attacking you and they're going to gain even more SP. So this is like,
Right.
It's like if you start winning, you really start winning. But this is why we added this is why you can break their soul gem. And it doesn't really break it. It just kind of kind of cracks it.
Yeah, that's kind of like Go rules with controlling territory being a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can think of it that way because it's
I
basically
probably will.
yeah, because I mean, basically, like you can counter it by if you crack their soul gem, then you gain their SP into life points. So it's like there's really like you have to balance whether or not you want to keep pieces in your soul gem, and also if they crack your soul gem, they also steal all of your pieces and add it to their own soul gems. So not only do you steal their life points, their SP, and put it in your life points, over time you get even more SP, and you also recapture back your own pieces.
Yeah.
So it's like this is why this is probably more like a campaign. This is not like a game.
Yeah.
This is a campaign.
I feel like the goal is to make it a tough fight on both sides.
Oh, yeah.
So like, yeah, I'll be thinking of that in mind, where it's like, well, if this can just go off to be like, well, I win 20 turns later, but it's guaranteed, we'll
Yeah, I
augment,
mean, maybe it might be broken, and we can fix that if we find stuff like
we'll
that.
see. Nothing screams out to me as broken yet, so.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything. I mean, we'll just see. So knights can move any number of times to empty squares. They don't require the distance. They just do. So every single jump costs 6. So it's like if you want to move the knight, you can move it as many times as you can spend, as you want.
To do a knight's path.
So you can, yeah, as long as there's nothing blocked, like, so you can't like, they can only go along a path that they would normally be able to go to. So it's like you can move from like A1 all the way to A8 if you have a path that's clear for it, and if you have the points to spend on it.
Interesting.
So, yeah,
okay, I'm pretty good at night moves. We'll see. That's
Yeah.
basically like a teleport. in my
And
mind.
you'd have to obviously calculate that in your head. You're basically teleporting, but the thing is, teleportation only works on your side of the board. So
Yeah.
you can move the knight anywhere on the board as long as you have points and as long as there's a path to it. Which, knowing, knights have
We'll see.
so much.
Yeah.
Basically, knights are like super knights.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
they're soul knights.
Sure.
So it's like, they're even more powerful than regular knights. They're almost I think like in canon, the soul guardians are kind of afraid of the knights, like because they're like wild creatures. They have
Yeah.
potential to be other like new
If they're getting
gods.
the multi-move, they're almost going to be worth more than 3, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's going to cost you 6 per jump. So it's like you have to have a lot of SP to make a big
Right.
move.
Yeah, I want to make it so it's like the costs are balanced. You know, it's like if this is going to be a 3-cost thing, I want it to be worth 3, so that way like the 5 one, it's like, well, sure, it's more expensive, but you get it all, like you get the 5-point value out of it.
Oh, hey, DVA Mechanics, welcome to the stream. We're going over the rules to this game I invented. We're going to play it shortly, but type !soulgems in the chat, and you can look at the rules yourself. And if you want to play this out with a friend, or just look at it and just enjoy the concept and the potential lore that I've created, it's there for the taking. So I hope you enjoy the stream. Okay, so capturing. This is my friend MBK, and he's going to be learning. I'm teaching this game to him, and we're going to play.
Hello.
Okay, so capturing. Capturing a piece requires at least one piece that can target an enemy piece. By the way, knights can only attack once. I think I wrote that down somewhere.
Once per time.
So they can
out.
move like crazy, but you can't do like infinite attacks. Like that's too OP.
Do they go back to the soul board afterwards?
What?
Or the sideboard? Do they go back to there?
Okay, so when you capture a piece, it goes to your soul gem.
Okay.
Like like I said, it's not like shogi. You can't summon your opponent's pieces but you draw energy from them. So you draw soul points from them. So your soul gem is where you farm your points. And so so that's why you'd want to also capturing pieces reduces, just like in regular chess, reduces their ability to also capture your pieces. So it's like you might want to judge based on how much points you have whether or not capturing a piece would be worth it. Obviously, capturing a queen could potentially give you a ton of points. It's going to cost a lot of points, but then over time, it's going to give you, it's going to pay for itself if you can keep it in your soul gem. Or you could summon it and potentially use it as an attacking piece as well.
Oh, attacking cost is double the piece that's being attacked plus the distance square?
Yeah, and so for knights, you'd have to be... You also have to capture, so the distance, I don't think I entered this in here.
By the way, yeah, for distance, is this moving along the sides? So diagonally would be 2?
Okay, so a knight is 2 plus 1. So a knight is 3, every knight jump is 3. Because you do plus 2 and then plus 1.
So is diagonal a single?
Diagonal counts as 1.
Okay.
Like for bishops and queens.
Sure.
And also orthogonally counts as 1. So rooks are 1, bishop are 1 per distance. Yeah, I'm not going to count. The only one that counts weird is the knight, because the knight is like 2 plus 1.
Okay.
And so it's like, yeah, the knights are super powerful, but you need a lot of points to do it. And so it's almost like they're not powerful. That makes, I don't know,
we'll see.
It's like they can do powerful things, but only if you can spend the money on it. Or the points on it.
They're a cool-looking paper airplane.
Yeah, but I mean, they're paper airplanes that can freaking destroy entire universes. Right.
It's like jet plane, paper airplane.
Yeah, and it has a high cost. So it's like you can't just easily do it. These are too powerful. They're soul guardians. Souls are not to be taken lightly. It takes a lot of effort to manipulate the souls, and that could be explained in the canon. Because if you could easily just manipulate the souls, it's like anybody could do it. It takes a lot of effort, and you have to really want to become a soul guardian to be you're basically becoming a god. You are a god if you're a soul guardian. So it's because you're controlling the energy of souls, and you can manipulate the entire universe.
So that's like the object of the game, is to absorb the other person's power and become the one god.
There's a spoiler at the end that tells you. Okay, so obviously it's in the lore, but we'll get there. So capturing a piece requires at least one piece that can target an enemy piece. In order to capture it, you must deal a total amount of damage equal to the piece. So, by the way, the king is worth 20, so it's like, and also you have to roll a 6. So it's like there's RNG involved as well. So like, and it's standard piece value, so a knight's worth 3, etc. So attacking costs are 2 times the cost of the piece plus the distance to attack. So for example, attacking a queen on d7 with a rook on d1. Wait, that would be +6, wouldn't it? I don't know why I wrote 5.
+67.
Oh no, that would be. Oh yeah, that's +6. Wait,
Yeah.
D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. Yeah, it's +6. I don't know. So 2 times 5 is 10, 16. So that'd be 16. There was me and my faulty math. Okay, so attacking a queen on D7 with a rook on D1, a knight on E5, and a pawn on E6 would cost 2 times 5 plus 6, which is 16, plus 2 times 3 plus 3, which is 9, and then 2 times 1 plus 1, which is 3. So that adds up to 28 points. Pretty sure. 19 plus 9, yeah, that's 28. And capturing a piece adds 3 times the piece to your LP. Not to your SP,
yummy.
to your LP. So yeah, so if you capture a queen, it's gonna add 28, 3 times, yeah, 20. It costs 20 points to capture a queen, but you spend 0 points to capture a queen. But if you capture, but if you could capture it with less,
Yeah.
then
We'll find out what combinations are possible.
Maybe I should do 4 times the piece. I don't know.
It's fine. We'll figure it out when we're doing the capturing in the game.
Let's do 5.
But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because 5, I mean, that, it's also multiples of 5. So 5 times 3, if you capture a knight, that's 15 points. That seems better. Hey, Daxtism. Fuck. So MBK, Daxtism, every single time this person comes into my stream, they say in all caps, fuck.
Oh, congratulations.
That's pretty funny. Well, welcome. We are going over a game I invented. Make sure to, if you want to learn the rules, press !soulgems, and you can play this. Learn how to play this game that I invented. Although I did make some changes. I haven't changed the one that's on the. After we're done with this, I'll modify the paste. So, the king is a direct link to the soul guardian, a god. So it basically is the soul guardian. A king can only be defeated by converting it to a new soul gem. So the soul gems are actually soul guardians that are imprisoned.
Okay.
So that's the spoiler I was gonna that's the lore, is that you're collecting soul gems. That's your job as a soul guardian. You're basically killing other soul guardians and collecting soul gems to fill them. I don't know why, but there's some reason, and also the reasons may vary. So
it's for flavor.
There might be good people, there might be bad people. There's no good and evil, really. It's just there's soul guardians, and they do whatever the fuck they want, because they're soul guardians. They're masters of the universe, or are they?
This soul tastes like bacon. This soul tastes like cat litter.
Yeah, exactly. There might be some gluttonous ones, and this could be like an anime. It's like you basically get like different shaped soul guardians that are like based on how they live their life, and how they use the soul energy. Like it changes their entire appearance. Like so, this takes inflicting a total of 20 damage as well as a successful roll of a 6, or the king lives. And yeah, in canon,
it's not double that, right? Because earlier it was like double the piece value or something. It's not. It doesn't take 40 to attack a king. It's 20.
Oops. Oh yeah, so it does take 40. Yeah, because it's going to be 2 times the cost of it.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I forgot about that. Yeah, so it's going to cost you 40 plus the No, wait.
So if I have 500 points.
No, it doesn't take 40. No, the cost is the price of the piece that's attacking.
Oh, that's attacking, not the one that. Because I thought that it was harder to attack a queen, and I thought that meant that it was expensive to attack a queen.
I also did what you did.
Because otherwise you can attack a queen with a pawn in it. It would cost me 1.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So that's why, like, I do think okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep it to 5 times the piece, just for simplicity's sake. But yeah, I mean the thing is like, if you can attack a piece with less valued pieces, it's gonna cost you less LP.
Sure.
So because it costs 18 plus distance to attack with a queen. The difference though is that a queen has 9 attack power.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
you deal
say
9
you get
damage.
the higher amount,
But
the higher chance of success.
So the HP, I guess, of the pieces is equal to their piece value. So it's like you need to do 3 damage to a knight. You need to do 3 damage to a bishop. You know, I might make it twice, but well, for now let's just use it the same as their cost. So or as their piece value.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, a queen is worth 9. You know, so if you can attack it with 3 knights potentially, I don't know. Okay, so under promotion works really. I didn't really work out promotion. No, well, yeah. Okay, so promotion means that you could under promote to a knight and then teleport it. And it might be a better option to under promote because of the price. Because it costs less to attack with a knight than it does with a queen.
When we promote, that piece is now on the board as a more powerful piece or high.
It counts as the piece that you're promoting to.
Now, does that... Will it go back to your soul? It's permanently promoted?
It's permanently changed to the piece.
So you slowly run out of pawns.
Yeah, I mean, so that means that might be, I mean, that might be a reason why you wouldn't want to promote.
Well,
I didn't add the promotion rules. I basically, I could add it right now before I update the thing. So let me add this. Let me just add this onto the rules here.
Because yeah, I mean, the good thing about doing that is you raise your ability to get like points per round, right? Because if you have a pawn that promotes and then it goes back to your, was it the soul board is on the side, or what is it on the side?
The soul gem.
The soul
gem. It's actually
gem?
you're absorbing it as like a ethereal power into the soul gem. Like you're basically catching it like it's a balloon, or
So
it's basically like a gas.
basically promote a pawn and then capture that pawn to put it in there to get more.
If you no, you have to soul steal it. You can't capture it your own pieces. You can soul steal your own pieces.
You soul steal the piece.
They have to be next to your king.
Well, I mean, you could purposefully put your character next to the king.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be captured.
Yeah, you could teleport it. And then capture it, and then you permanently changed your pawn into a new piece.
Okay.
Okay, oops. I'm just updating the document really quick.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's like basically you can stockpile a whole bunch of knights and put them into your soul gem, and then teleport them or move them around or teleport them around, whichever one's cheaper. Because like I said, it's gonna it costs 6 points per night jump, and it might be easier to teleport. I mean, it might be cheaper to teleport, or it might be cheaper to move, and that depends on where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason why I said in the future I might add another mechanic called the crypt. This is kind of like really preliminary, but I'm having ideas of that the crypt can actually spawn, like you could depromote or you know, like you can create new pieces.
Well, yeah, you should,
or something like that.
If you permanently promote a pawn, you can still put out an 8th pawn. Like maybe like promoting it fills one, like adds a new pawn, like you take it off the pawn off the board,
right, it could be added
put
to
it
the
in
crypt.
the soul gem.
No, it would be added to the crypt. And then
Okay.
there'd be ways to utilize that, but we haven't really added that yet. For now,
Yeah.
the same mechanics for the pawns. Basically, you have to decide whether or not you want to promote or not. That's basically for now. There might be mechanics with the crypt where if you promote a pawn, the pawn then goes into the crypt, and then you could do stuff within the crypt within its own mechanics, and you can use different abilities that are linked to that. But like I said, let's take it one game at a time.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Because it
that's
could just wind up in the soul gem and just add more per turn or get you more pawns.
Yeah, we're not doing that yet. No,
Yeah, the board will get filled.
Anything involving the pawns after promotion would probably involve it would not have to do with the soul gem. It would be utilizing the crypt. So anyway, that's the whole set of rules at the moment, version 0.1. Any questions? Any comments? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think I've gotten it all absorbed, but yeah, just I guess got to try to play it.
All right, so you ready to play now? No questions, no comments.
They'll come up during setup, I would imagine. So, but yeah, I think.
So I mean, like,
this
what do
is
you think? What do you think?
I think that this is going to be an interesting, I guess, summoning and attacking game. I'm not sure how the pieces capturing are going to affect the total amount of soul points versus how many life points we get. So I'll just have to see the interactions to come up with, what I decide in game.
All right. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, we have to actually get started to play it, so we can see how it goes. Yeah. I'm just glad you like it. And let me just. I'm saving the document, and I'm gonna link it to you in Discord just so you have it for reference.
Thank you. I have got it. I think.
Okay, and then also for anybody in the chat, use command soulgems to get the link to the paste bin. Check out the game I'm developing. Soul Gems is a tabletop-inspired variant of chess and can be played with a board, pen, paper, and 6-sided dice. Learn the rules at... Okay. Okay, like, are you ready to get started?
I'm ready.
Am I ready?
You're ready?
Yeah, let me just get all my windows ready.
Oh, so those are dice now over here. That makes sense.
Yeah, those are dice, so we can roll dice.
Okay. And then again, this sideboard, are we going to be sharing this space?
Yeah, for now, I mean, I could make separate ones, but it's basically
1, 2,
an
3,
analysis
4.
board that I changed the color of.
16 and 16, so we can fit all the pieces on it.
Yeah, and obviously if we run out of room, I can just uncrop it, and it's a whole board. It's a whole board. It's another analysis board that we can set up,
Okay.
and I'm in setup mode, so this is why we can't do it interactively online. I have to do it here manually because I'm basically like I can set up pieces and
Sure.
and like stuff like that. So it's like I have to actually manually add everything.
All right. Well, it's your game, so you get to go first.
Okay. No, I mean, I kind of wanted to go through an actual, like as if we were going through an actual game. I kind of wanted to let the dice do the talking a little bit.
Oh,
so
okay. I thought it was going to be like the senior player gets to go first, and it's who's the better player than the author of the game.
Nah, we're going to play it as if we were two random strangers that didn't invent the game. as if we were just going to a card shop and saying, hey, you guys want to play Soul Gems? Yeah. You got a chessboard? Yeah. Like that. That's what I'm thinking. It's like you'd play it at a card shop, like if we're in between MTG rounds or Super Smash Brothers. Okay. I have a lot of different screens up. I'm kind of in a mess right now, so I need to make sure everything's up on my screen.
Oh, my job's easy. I just have the one screen to pay attention to.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. That's what I was saying. It's really easy for you. All you need to do is show up.
Yep, just kick up the legs.
Okay, here we go.
On an ottoman. I have an ottoman for the feet. I'm not just like placing them on like a table or anything. It's ottoman.
Sure, MBK.
It's where feet go.
Sure. Okay, so as we remember, we start the game by each rolling 3 dice. So I'm gonna roll the dice. I mean, okay, I guess because I invented the game, I will roll the dice first.
Hooray!
Okay, I rolled a 16.
Oh god. Okay.
Are you ready to roll?
Yeah. Go ahead, roll for me. Here goes 17, 18.
Up.
7.
Okay, so I am gonna go second.
Well, oh no.
So you play white, and this the way the board is set up is it's white, and it's white's point of view. And for simplicity's sake, if I was playing, if you were playing white, I would still like.
So when we start by playing the king's coming out for free, right? We don't have to.
Yeah, the king is just
buy
like
the king. That'd be
okay.
ridiculous.
Well, first of all, in the sideboard, I need to put all of our pieces in there.
Okay. Now, do we have to play the king out first, or within the first number of turns?
The game start means we just place kings.
Okay, cool. King is the first thing, and I can place it anywhere on my side of the board in my camp.
Yeah, anywhere in your camp. Actually, anywhere on the board.
Really, I could start my king on your.
Yeah, I mean, and then I would just want to, you know, if I choose one, I mean, if you choose one, like if you want to choose white's camp, then.
So the board is my burrito.
Well, no, that's where your king is, but your camp is still like since you're going first, your camp.
But summoning in my camp is something.
You could if you summon your like if you put your king on H8, your camp is still the first rank, like.
Right. Is moving the king a really expensive ordeal?
Well, it's the same price as any movement, so it's
it's
2 times the price of the movement plus
40
distance, right?
Plus. So if
Oh yeah, I forgot.
once,
Yeah, that is expensive to move the king. So you better put your king in a spot that you don't want to move from. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's like.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like moving and teleporting is about like as expensive as summoning. Then. Yikes. Okay. And then attacking, can you attack just orthogonally, or can
they're
attack
just like
diagonally?
they're like a regular. They have the same movement as a standard king.
But I mean, like, let's say a bishop wants to make an attack. Is that a diagonal as far as I can reach? And
As
does
long
it
as you
move
can.
when I attack?
Yeah, but you have to pay more if it's further away.
Okay, but does it move or does it stay?
It doesn't move. It just attacks. So it's like you don't movement and attacking happen separately. So it's like you're basically doing a ranged shot.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, see, this is good to know. I mean, these are questions that are good to ask.
All right. I think I will start with my king in the king's file. So E, but E3.
All right, so you're going to put your king in E3?
I'm going to start at E3. A nice commanding position.
Okay. I'm going to decide mine, but I'm filling up our sideboard first.
Yeah. Well, I'm going first, and nothing else is going to affect that decision. I'm just thinking, like, what would be the first... If I could pick anywhere on the board, I'd probably want to stay on my side, so I could summon, like, defensively. But I don't necessarily want to stay all the way back, because the king can capture and absorb souls. It's a very powerful piece, right? It's 20 points on the attack, right?
Yeah, but it's going to cost you a lot.
I mean, but that's like a guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed kill. Like it's going to cost you 40 plus 1. So it's going to cost you 41 points.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this brick wall that's kind of like these spaces right around it are mine.
And he's also hard to kill. So it's like it's a soul guardian.
Oh, now pieces like.
Okay, so I need to calculate, by the way, because technically our entire soul gem is filled. Before I place my king, I need to figure out. Okay, so we get 8 plus 6 is 14, plus 10 is 24, 24 plus 9. So we have 33 points. So we're gonna get 66 points on our first turn.
Every turn we start 66 points at like
Only
at
on
max,
move one.
and it
Only
works
on
its way
move
down.
one. On move one, we have all of our pieces inside our soul
All
gem.
right, I need to start taking notes. So on move one, I start with 20.
Well, no,
The king place isn't a turn.
That's game
happens.
start. Yeah, that's just how you start. That's like a handshake.
But on my first move, I know that I'm going to gain 33 points to my 20.
But no, you're going to gain 2 times 33. So you're going to gain
66 plus 20 is 86.
So 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 plus 10 is 24. 24 plus 9 is 33. Okay. Yeah, so you get 30. You have 33 points at the start.
So with a 66 starting.
And I'm just manually, see, right now I don't have like an actual counter. One day I'll have like a programmed counter, so we could just automatically calculate the soul gem. But
well, I'm gonna try
this
to
is
write
all
down as much
manual
as I
right
can
now.
for your sake as well.
We're,
so we
we're
got
doing
white,
this completely manual right now.
Yeah, I got black over here, also starting at 20 with an implied 66, and 66 is what you gain. So you gain the points before you summon, so I can gain 66 and then play something.
Yeah, maybe we should start out with 0 points then, because I forgot that you get I just wanted to start with 20 as an homage to Magic the Gathering. That's kind of like you start out with 20 and then you have 66, so you actually have like 86 at the beginning. So I don't know. It's weird. Maybe we should just start out with maybe you don't draw. Okay, so for simplicity's sake, you don't draw from your soul gem on your first upkeep. You just start out with 20. How about that? Hello?
Oh, yeah.
So you start out with just 20. You don't absorb your soul gem on your first upkeep.
So turn 2 is the first turn that you gain points.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess you can count your king placement as instead of drawing from your soul gem, you place your king. Let's just say it. That's a good way to put it, I think.
Okay,
like in order to summon your king, you have to not absorb soul points.
How many pieces can you summon per turn?
As many as you have points.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, this game it's gonna be quite complex, I think.
Okay.
It's chess plus all these additional rules, so it's like.
So knights and bishops are both 3, and each of these pieces, when you summon them, costs 1 to move orthogonally or diagonally 1 space from their starting spot, right?
Yeah. So if you want to put like a pawn, so like it's the piece plus the distance, so it's like.
Right. So technically, I could play a rook to h2 for 6 points.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case.
Well, it's still my turn. It's not your turn yet.
I placed the king.
I haven't. I'm just getting everything situated right now. That's. I had to put all the pieces in there. Okay, and of course you can see them all, right? You see all the pieces in the soul gem.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm just double checking. Yeah, so it's piece plus. So to summon, it's piece plus 5.
Piece plus 5 plus distance.
And then well, if you don't want to do the distance, it's just piece plus 5, and it puts it on its home square. And you can choose which home square that's open.
Sure.
But like, yeah, and then each additional X is 1, and each additional 1 is Y.
And then for the
Y
bishops, are they able to turn corners?
No, it's not a goblin from Shogi, Tai Shogi, or whatever.
So you can have.
It's just a regular bishop. The only piece that can move multiple times, because that would require. Well, I guess you could.
Yeah.
It requires multiple movements. So you would have to do. You would have to spend. You would have to spend an additional, because movement is piece plus 3 plus distance. So you'd have to if you wanted to move 1 diagonally, it would cost 7, and then if you wanted to move along that diagonal, it would cost 6 plus whatever distance. So you'd have to spend an additional 6 in order to move a second diagonal.
Yeah, but that would be an independent. That would be a new
It's
turn,
an
right?
independent. Well, no, it'd be an independent movement action.
Oh, movement is also
Yeah, so
as many
you can
times.
move as many pieces as you want during your turn, as
Oh,
long as you
boy.
can afford it. You get to divvy up your point.
Alright.
So actually, yeah, let's actually do. You get 66 SP on your first turn,
Sure. I mean, that's what it's going to be.
and it's funny because
Guaranteed
6-6. We
that's-
have the 666 pattern. That's.
Yeah, so it's a game of sixes.
I mean, I just thought I thought that would be funny. Okay, I'm gonna place my king on H8.
All right.
Okay,
It's
and so now
far away.
now it's your turn. Your upkeep. You now have 66
Okay.
SP.
66 total, not
No, you have 66
plus 20.
SP and you have 20 LP.
Oh, shoot. Okay. And then we make some columns. So we got LP, life points, life 20, and then soul.
Yeah, it's LP and SP, so life points and soul
Yeah,
points.
I want to actually like say the name so I can kind of internalize. Life point, soul point.
Yeah.
I can write it down SP for shorthand, but I want to state them out loud.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that, like, just we're both learning this game. We're literally both learning it. I came up with the rules, but playing it,
Yeah,
I needed you. I was really excited.
Yeah.
I'm really
Might have
glad you're able to make it
It might be
today.
useful to like create a chart that kind of helps you keep the notes, but we'll see. We'll see what it means.
Well, as you can see on the screen, I'm keeping track of LP and SP.
Yeah. I'm doing it on paper here too at the same time. So also kind of record the game.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean,
can
I
be
guess you
turn
could say,
one,
like,
turn two.
yeah, turn one,
what-
this is what you did during your this is how much you got during. I mean, obviously that's kind of like, I don't know if you could use that in a game, but it's good information to
It's
know.
what
I
I'm
assume.
going to
I
do
don't know.
because I will.
I'm
try
not
to get
going to
the
do it. I'm
perfect
already
game.
doing so much right now. I'm like, I have 2 boards, I have dice, and I have, I have a DM
Yeah.
screen in front of me, basically.
All right, so I could summon any number of pieces, and then I can start to capture and attack pieces later.
Yeah, main phase 1. You could also, right now, you could attempt to break my soul gem and steal all my pieces. You could actually do that on move 1.
How can I attack your soul gem? You have no pieces out.
They're in my soul. You're attacking the soul gem. The pieces are all inside. See, at the start of the game, you start off with a filled soul gem.
Right.
That's why you see all the pieces in there. So if you broke my soul gem, you would then steal all my pieces as well. Oh, so right now you absorbed all of them, and so I'm gonna. Oh God, I need to.
Well, I mean, right now we shouldn't be able to attack each other's soul gem because I thought we had to put the pieces on the board first.
That is part of main phase. Oh, you're still in upkeep.
Right.
And upkeep is not when you can try to break the soul gem on your turn before you summon. Like it's your upkeep. Summoning is part of upkeep.
Okay, I wanted to summon pieces first. I thought that was going to be the
Well,
first thing I wanted to do.
I mean, okay, it makes sense. I guess summoning can't happen. I mean, I guess attempting to break can only be the last thing that you attempt to do on your upkeep. I think you're just kind of confused because like you're thinking there's like a specific order. I basically didn't create an order. Like upkeep is just upkeep. Like upkeep is you collect SP, and you don't lose the pieces when you like
Right.
it doesn't use up the pieces. They stay in the soul gem. So it's like when
Okay.
you collect the points, you're basically just siphoning off the points.
Right.
You're farming
So,
them.
first thing I want to do, I think I want to summon a bishop for 7 points, and I'm going to set it on B2.
Okay, so that's gonna cost you 7.
So that'll put me at 59.
Yeah. Okay, so a bishop, bishop on B2.
B2.
Oops. Oh God. I need to get okay. So I just made a mistake here. Okay. I need to get rid. I got rid of it off of your soul gem. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on B2. Okay, there you go. It's 2
And
separate
then-
analysis boards. So it's like I kept
And
it.
then the other thing I want to do is spend 10 to put a rook on h1.
All right, so rook on h1.
So now I'm down to 49 points.
Yeah, so you lost. Well, no,
And I've spent
so you spent.
8.
Did you spend SP or LP?
I spent SP for all of that. I
Okay,
think.
so it was 7 and 10.
And
Okay.
7 and 10. So 17 puts me down to 49.
I'm gonna trust your calculations.
Yeah, because -7 got me down to 59. -10 got me down
And
to
so
49.
now the total of points in your soul gem went down by 8. And so now you have 3,
so now
and
I
so
have
now you have
58.
you have 25. No.
Oh, 25. Sorry, I gotta control the 33.
Yeah, you're controlling that part of it. It's still
Okay,
2 times
33
8.
goes down to 25.
Yeah, so now you have 50.
Okay.
So
I've got a.
No, so next turn you're gonna gain 50 during your upkeep.
Right. Okay, I actually have a tracker that I can use for that. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I'm just doing it manually, but obviously it would be nice if I could just automatically calculate all this. Like, if you take it out and then it automatically adjusts everything.
I'm actually using D&D dice to keep
Nice.
track of some of this. So I've got 25.
Well, I mean, I have it all in this document as well. So it's like, your current,
All right.
your current soul gem value is in the parentheses here, and that's 25.
Now at this point, I assume that no attacking first turn.
No,
I feel like that's
it's not MTG. Like, you have an attack phase, but I mean, there's nothing to attack. I mean, except for my
Can't I
king.
attack your rook right
You
now?
could attack my
Or
king, but are you gonna? You'd be a waste of points. I mean, you'd have to deal 20 damage, and then you have only 8 damage. You have
Okay,
5 plus
the
3.
damage isn't okay.
It doesn't accumulate across turns. Like, you have to do 20 in one turn. So unless
And
you
that's
can,
rolling.
I see. This is something I need to calculate. I don't know if you can. This is why I don't think you should gain SP on the first turn. I think it's too powerful.
Well, the
Because
only
you might
thing
be
is
able to
like
kill your opponent on the first turn.
I don't think so. Right now, I can't.
No,
Right?
I meant if you continued to summon things.
Do I get benefits for these things being summoned?
No, you get them on the board. Let
Sure.
me say that. Okay, so
All right. So this is what I think my turn's going to be. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to choose to not attack.
oh wait. Just
Or
I have to
move.
clarify because we're gonna make it so you don't gain SP on the first move.
Okay.
So you start off with just 20 life points. I like that. That's what I intended anyway.
I currently just spent what, 17?
So you spent 17, so you have 3
So
life
I've got
points.
3 left.
Yeah,
to
you
do what I
you
just
wouldn't be
did.
able to attack anyway.
That's fine.
Yeah, next
so I'm
turn
down
you're getting
to 3 points.
Next turn you're gonna have 50 SP added. And so this, obviously, unless, and also you can't attempt to break your opponent's soul gem on the first turn. These are 2 things I think we should add. like you
Sure.
can't, because that's just broken. Like
Yeah, most games, Magic the Gathering, you can't attack on your first turn.
yeah, but we're not gonna do individual summoning sickness past that. Like, that's just too complicated.
Sure.
Like, you could summon something and then use it that turn, but like not
Yeah.
on the first turn, and
There's
it's
a
not
lot of
even
games where they
possible on the first
say
turn.
first turn no attacks, second turn going forward, whatever.
I mean, it's literally not even possible, but also just to account for, like, black can't do that either. Like, black won't be able to, like, attack your piece. Like, I won't be able to attack any of your pieces on my first turn. Basically, first turn is just completely summoning.
Sure. Okay.
Well, no,
I'm
you
done.
still have a main phase, but you just can't use your battle phase.
Right. For now I'm skipping everything else, right? I don't think I need. I
And
don't
so
want
you're
to.
ending your turn, no soul steals. You don't have anything next to your king anyway, and it wouldn't have made sense to soul steal. You would have just not summoned it. So
Right. So I think I'm right now I'm just setting up my side of the board.
okay,
Whatever that means.
So now it is black's turn, and I have 20 life points, 0 SP. You have 3 life points. You have 25 points in your soul gem. I have 33 points in my
Wait, did
soul
I just
gem.
spend life points to do this?
Yeah, you spent life points because you start out with 20. You don't have any soul points on turn 1.
Oh, well, I don't want to spend my life points. Life points is how I win, right?
If you want to get 1,000.
I want to keep the option available.
Well, if you want pieces on the board on move 1, there is tempo. Do you want to take back your turn and just pass?
Nah. I want to see what the
Okay.
benefit is to having pieces out. If there's no benefit, whatever. It's a watch this game.
I mean,
I'm
you're
learning.
gonna gain 50 points next turn.
But I would get more if I didn't do anything, right?
Yeah, you would have got 66. So
So
you would have an additional 16 points, but you would also have to spend points to put those pieces on the board anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't
I'm
know.
not
That's
sure
up to you whether or not you want to pass on move 1.
Well, I want to see what happens with my pieces on the board. So yeah, let's get to the next turn. And
Yeah,
it's
so
your
it's
turn.
Black's turn now. You ended your turn?
Yes.
All right, so now it's Black's turn. Upkeep. We skip absorption on move 1 because I placed my king. It creates
Sure.
a summoning sickness on the board. The board is completely poisoned. The only thing that can, because the Soul Guardian energy just completely takes over the board. It takes an entire turn before you can transfer Soul Gem energy. I mean, everybody knows this.
I would just call this setup. Yeah, this is like setting the field.
Yeah, we're setting the field on first move, so it's like first turn upkeep. After setting the, it's summoning sickness, and also because of that, you can't also try to break the soul gem because you're too vulnerable. You put your energy onto the board. You don't have that energy required to attempt to break your opponent's soul gem. So it's like, but in order to actually attempt, but otherwise so basically. Putting kings on the board means that you both agree to a battle. You cannot do anything to a soul guardian unless you've both placed your king on the board. So it's like it's a handshake, between soul guardians. Soul guardians are completely invulnerable to each other unless they both decide that they're gonna battle each other.
Okay.
There's a checks and balances here. Okay, checks and balances. Okay, what am I gonna do? Okay, well let me. It's okay. So summoning a piece is. I need to check my notes again. Summoning. It's the piece plus 5. So I am going to summon a pawn on h7. It's a starting square, so it's just 1 plus 5, so that's 6.
Naturally.
And I'm down to 14 LP. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to spend 6 more. Summon a second pawn. Place it on G7. Summon to G7. So now I'm down to 8. And I have enough. It's piece plus 5. I have enough to summon a knight.
You could box yourself in.
And yeah, because it has to be a starting square, and I could either choose B8 or G8, and I'm going to use the G8. So I'm going to summon a knight to G8. Oops.
Sounds good.
And now I have 0 points.
And that puts you to 0.
And I spent, and I got rid of a pawn. Oops. Let me just. Got rid of a pawn, another pawn, and a knight.
Cool.
And so now so that's 2 plus 3, so that's 5 less, so I have 28. So next turn I'm going to be, unless something happens on the board, 2 times 28 is 56. And so so I'm going to get 56 next upkeep. And I have no points to spend, so I can't move or attack, and I end my turn.
Okay, so I gain 50. Oh, so my life points is down. No. So my life points is down to 3.
Yeah, you have 50 SP.
So turn 2, life points 3.
But you have 50 SP.
And SP
It's just like
starts
life
at
points.
0, but now is going to 50.
Yeah, and like I said, you could attempt to transfer SP to life points during your main phase 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember there's the ability that you have during main phase 2, or that's probably during end phase. During end phase, yeah.
Well, for right now, I haven't turned any to life points. Is it good to keep 0 soul points?
I mean, no, the soul points are basically free points. But like I said, if you have them too high, your opponent can try to steal them and turn them into
Right.
life points. So if you don't spend them, you risk your opponent breaking
Yeah,
it.
but it lets you do a lot of things in one turn.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things in one turn
Fair
on
enough.
the
Okay.
second turn.
Cool. So now I've got 50 soul and 3 life.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
like no
53.
rush. I mean, we have as long as you have. I have as long. I have a lot of
Okay.
time left today.
So attacks.
And we could always keep the status of the game and continue the game next time. If so take your time. Don't rush. Try to calculate everything in your head. And well, you can speak out loud if you want. We're kind of playing this together.
Yeah. I'm trying to kind of think out loud. It's a learning game, so I don't feel like you're gonna learn my super secret tech.
I mean, I literally don't know the strategy of the game either. So it's like you're giving me like a what's the word like it's like a encrypted, like you're giving me data, but it's so encrypted because I literally don't know the strategy. I don't know what strategy works, and neither do you. So it's like we're both working with encrypted data right now.
All right, I'm going to summon a pawn to G4, spending my part of the 50. So that's 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so it'd be 1 + 5 is 6, and then +2, so you'd spend 8. Okay, so pawn to G8, pawn to G4.
Pawn to G4. That's going to be all the summoning for this round. So now, do you summon or do I move?
Well, it's your main. That was your upkeep.
Right. Do you do your upkeep now, or do
because
we
that was your upkeep.
take full turns?
Now you're in main phase 1.
Okay. So for main phase.
Also, now you're down to 24 in your soul gem. Because you summoned a pawn, it removed it from your soul gem.
I thought soul gem I had 50, so I'm down to 42.
Your soul gem capacity. Like
oh yes, thank you. Correct.
Your SP doesn't change, but your soul gem
that is
capacity
down to 24.
Yeah, so now your soul gem capacity is down to
You
I don't know what to
are
call
correct.
it. Your soul gem inventory. Your inventory is down to 24.
All right. Now I want to move my pawn to G5. I want to move it once. So does that cost me another 6 to move it?
So movement is piece plus distance, right?
Right.
So that costs 2.
So that's 2. Oh, nice. That's nice.
Let me just double check the movement cost.
Puts me down to 40.
So movement is piece plus 3 plus distance.
Oh.
So it's 1 plus 3 plus 1. So it's 4 plus. So it costs 5.
So 5. So that puts
Oh
me
wait,
at
so
30.
you spent.
I'm only spending
wait,
soul
to
points
summon
right
it,
now.
how much did it cost to spend it? It
cost me 8, so I went down to 42.
Okay.
And then it's another 5, so I got down to 37. Okay. So pawn needs to, So pawn goes to G5.
Just a second, I'm juggling a lot of things. All right, so you moved your pawn to G5, and you're now in my camp. So you can see the cool thing about teleporting is you can go into your enemy's camp and then reset. So it's kind of cool, like especially if you're a pawn, which you can't move backwards, so it's kind of cool. And so,
Pawn can only move up once, right? Like I technically couldn't have moved
every
up twice.
piece still has the legal move. So you still, and it's capturing, is just the same. Like it's still gonna be like 2 times the piece plus distance. So diagonally is also just the same as orthogonally. So it would just be 2 times 1 plus 1 to attack with the pawn.
And then are my pieces defending squares? Like, is my pawn now preventing your knight from doing anything being there? No,
I mean, because it just means that if I put myself there, your pawn would be able to attack me, and your bishop would be able to attack me. But like I said, there's no check. Nothing like they're threats, but you have to spend points, and you have to you have to actually declare that you do it. So it's not like so I could literally put my king on f6 if I wanted, and it'd still be a legal move. It's under attack, but it's not able to be captured, because this is about attacking, and you have to actually inflict the damage. Pawns are obviously easiest to capture. They only You only have to
Alright.
deal 1 damage to them.
I think I got one more thing I want to try to do.
All right,
I'm
so you
gonna
got
move
37 points and 37 SP and 3 LP.
I want to move my bishop to E5.
Okay, and so that would be peace
6, 7, 8, 9.
peace plus 3, so that's 6 plus. Where were you moving to?
3 spots diagonal to E5.
To E5, so that's 6 plus 3, so that you spent 9 points.
Yeah, so that puts me down to 28 remaining soul points.
Okay.
Okay, so now that's going to be done with my main phase 1.
Oh, hey, Sophie. Sophie's my chess coach, and she's been teaching me awesome chess.
Hello.
And I told her about the game, and she's really excited. And there are rules posted. I have the rules available for you to read. I think I made a few. I made the changes and I uploaded the changes.
All right, so now I guess I'm going to move to attack phase. Is my bishop able to attack the pawn?
Yeah, you can attack it, and it doesn't move the bishop. So you
Right.
moved your bishop, but that you don't need to move to attack. You
Well,
basically.
I thought that it would make it cheaper to attack if
Well,
I'm
it
forward,
does
right?
because I mean, if you wanted to move the, but only I mean, it would have been, you would have had to spend, you would have had to spend 5 points to attack in the
Right.
distance part, but now you only have to spend 2.
Right, exactly.
And the additional bonus that now you have other options for your bishop. So it's like.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you want to attack my pawn, it would cost 2 times 3. Wait, what was? Yeah, it's 2 times the piece plus the distance. So it would cost you
8, 6, and yeah, that'd be 6 plus 2.
yeah, so it would cost you 8, and then you would also gain a
Okay.
pawn. You would gain a black pawn in your soul gem.
Okay. I'll go. Oh, I don't have to roll dice for this?
No, attacking doesn't revolve. Like attacking's just. I mean, maybe if it's too powerful, we could add dice rolls into it. But I think
Okay.
only for the king, because the king's
I mean,
so powerful.
so far we haven't rolled dice yet. So
If you, how do you want to play the rules as is now, or do you want to actually add that in to add some RNG?
Let's keep going for now, and we can augment later.
Okay, so you're gonna just do it. It's basically 100% every attack. Okay.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Or do you want a dice roll?
You're DM. You tell me.
Because it just seems like it. Because you can. Okay, so you can do a ton of attacks per turn. I think we should add the dice roll in, but it's you have to roll a 1 or a 2.
Well,
If it's
I
a
mean,
king, it's only a 6.
I guess I'm only gonna try to attack once right now. So should I roll, or do you want me to?
Well, you have. Okay, first of all, in order to do that, you have to actually spend the points to attack and risk the roll. So are you spending the points?
Yeah, I'm spending 8 to attack or capture a pawn or whatever.
Okay, so you're attacking the pawn. And
attacking is different than capturing, or is it
well,
capturing?
it's not. I mean, attacking is capturing, but like
Okay,
no,
so
you
it's
can
capturing.
you can attack with multiple pieces, but capturing only happens if you do a total of the damage of the piece price. So if it's so you only have to do 1 damage. So obviously the bishop is enough. But if that were a rook, you would not be able to capture it. You'd be able to attack it.
I feel like it wouldn't just be a percentage chance success. I feel like it should be like the attack versus the power, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you're the one who asked about the dice roll, and now I'm thinking like, is that a good mechanic to add in, where it's like you have a 1/3 of a chance to actually land the attack?
Well, maybe the more powerful pieces.
How about a 50%? No, not a 50% chance.
You could do like it's a 1 through 3 for a bishop, 1 through 5.
Okay, wait, you're going an extra step. How about if you want to do an attack, you have to do 1, 2, 3. You have to roll a 1 through 4. So that if it's a 5 or a 6, it fails. How about that? That's 4 out of 6.
I guess.
Right?
I mean, that makes it so it doesn't matter what piece is attacking which piece.
Yeah, it's just like any piece can miss.
But what if it's the power of my piece minus the power of your piece?
That's too complicated for
But
the
not
moment.
necessarily, because mine is currently 3.
Okay.
I'm attacking a 1.
Right.
So that would mean 2, so a 1 or a 2. Although then if it's... And it goes to a minimum of 1, so if it's a knight, if it's a bishop attacking a knight, that's just automatically going to be a 1 at that point. Like, It's a 1 out of 6.
Okay, so if you're okay, so the thing is, the more powerful piece attacking a weaker. Okay, so the thing is, the capture. Okay, so in order for an attack to land and damage be dealt, you have to be able to hit the piece, and you can attack with multiple pieces. You might have to attack with more pieces than you think you would.
I feel like at minimum it would always be just a 1.
Hey, Poggerito.
Right? A 1 out of 6 chance a pawn could capture a queen.
Oh, yeah, no. That's a little okay. Going. So, what was your math again? So, if a bishop is 2 more points than a pawn,
Right.
so, or no, it's 3 times as powerful as a. Are we going to use multiplication or addition? So, a bishop is 3 times more powerful than a pawn.
Yeah,
so then
a
it should
bishop
be
is
3 times more likely.
And a pawn is 1.
So, how about a pawn? Okay, if we just use, how about each piece has like a, instead of differentiating like whether a pawn is attacking a queen or a pawn, how about we just say that each piece has a static accuracy?
I mean, basically, if we're going Magic the Gathering rules, technically a bishop is a 3/3.
Yeah, it's a
And
3/3 versus a 1/1.
Is a 1/1, where it'd be 1 is the attack and 1 is the defense.
Yeah.
And
so
for a bishop, 3 is the attack and 3 is the defense.
Okay, and so
Unless
that
you wanna
means that
augment
you
that.
have for percentage chance then, if you want to add percentages into it, that means that you should have a the pawn. Okay, so you subtract. So if there was a piece that was worth 0, like if you had some imaginary piece that was worth 0, which
Right.
might happen in the future, who knows?
Maybe.
Then it would be 100. You wouldn't need to roll, because it would be 6 out of 6. This is why we might need bigger die, because it's like so.
Yeah, maybe.
We might need like an 8-sided die for.
Yeah,
or
because the king is the D20, right?
Yeah, we might need a D20 for this for
Who
the
knows?
battle calculation. Like I said, this is too complicated right now, I think. But I mean, it's good to think about. So like if we were just saying right now, if you have so a pawn is worth 1, that means that a pawn attacking a bishop would be 3 minus. Okay, so it has 3 times more likely to capture a pawn than it is itself.
Yeah.
So it's okay. So how about you have, okay, let's just say you have 100% chance of capturing, like a bishop or a knight has 100% chance of, has a, okay, has a 5 out of 6 chance of capturing
Yeah.
a pawn, and then a piece capturing a piece is gonna be 3 out of 6, or no, 4 out of 6, and a piece capturing a major piece, like a rook, is gonna be okay, so yeah, 3 out of 6, right? And then a queen is gonna be 2 out of 6, and any piece trying to attack the king is 1 out of 6.
Okay. So the piece denotes the dice. So if I'm attacking a pawn, it's always going to be like anything but a 6 captures.
Well, yeah, anything but a 6.
1 through 5 captures it. The 6 fails.
But we only
or it should be the other way around.
But we only subtract. So you have a really good chance of capturing a pawn with a piece. And if
Yeah,
you have
anything but one.
and a major piece, okay, this is what I was talking about. It's like adding the piece value in a court, like let's just make it static. Like capturing a pawn is a 5 out of 6 chance for any piece, including a pawn.
Sure.
And then capturing a piece, a bishop or a knight, is going to be 4 out of 6. Okay, that's too high. So capturing a pawn is going to be 4 out of 6. Capturing a piece is 3 out of 6. A major piece is 2 out of 6. And the king is 1 out of 6. So queens also count the same as rooks in this.
Sure.
I need to write that down now, though.
Do you need to write it down right now?
Let's not try that this game. Let's just say if you want,
just take notes. Yeah, note it
well,
down.
I'm just keeping it in mind.
Cool. Either way, my move right now is to capture your
Okay,
pawn.
so
I'm spending 8 points.
You spend 8 points, and then you guarantee a capture.
Oh, but I don't move.
Oh, right. Okay, well that makes the piece go away, but
Now does the piece come on my soul?
yeah, now you
Genocide?
have a black pawn in your soul gem.
I don't know if you're able to do that or not.
Yeah, I can add infinite. That's yeah. And so now you
Hooray.
have 25. So
Now
next
I'm
turn.
back up to 25.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you spent your
Now-
pawn and you gain my pawn. That's
Yeah. Now what I want to do is bank.
So now you're on main phase 2.
Yeah, main phase 2. I'm going to move nothing, teleport nothing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bank the 20 soul points into my life points.
Okay, so remember, in order to do that, you have to spend points to do that.
Oh, how much does it cost to spend to convert my soul gems?
I'm trying to get the
to life.
So I'm trying to find it.
I almost feel like this should just be automatic. Is at the end of your turn?
No, that's too clockwork. Like it has to have some. There has to be some, like, you have to take the chance, because like I said, if you roll 3 dice, you have to spend 5 SP. So if you want to do this, you would go down to 15 first.
Okay,
and
so
then you roll 3 dice
to roll 3 dice,
and then you multiply all 3 of them together. And
or
it might be, if you
get
get 3 ones, you've lost 2 SP.
Okay.
So you want to do that?
Always. I don't think I ever, with that kind of odds, I don't think I'd ever say no to this.
Okay, so you're down to 15 points. I'm going to roll 3 dice. Oops. I'm going to roll 3 dice, and the total is going to be your points. Okay, so you move 13, you bank 13. So now you have 2 SP. So you add 13 to your LP.
Okay, so it's just the roll? Yeah, I think it's just the roll is good.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's just you multiply the results. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. That's the roll.
I like the idea of trying to keep it to 3 6-sided die rolls as often as possible.
I forgot.
For consistency.
It's multiplying them together. So you actually bank all your... So you did 6 times 6 times 1. So that's 36. So you banked all your SP.
Oh, yeah, each number multiplies. Okay,
yeah, sorry.
Nice.
It added the total, but...
Wow.
I think adding the total was just, like, kind of weird. Like, you're spending 5. Like, so you have 15. So you have 18 LP and 0 SP.
Yeah, just letting you know, with that right there, I am going to do that every single turn.
Yeah, I mean, it might be worth it. You might have 2.
As long as I got 5.
As long as you have 5, as long as you have SP. So like,
yeah.
If you have like 1 SP, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, can run some statistics to see what the average cost is, because right now, with it only costing 5, there's a very low percentage chance that I'm going to lose any points doing that.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever math you feel like doing. I definitely appreciate it. You know, if that's what you enjoy doing, obviously, you know, just playing the game with me is actually more than I could have ever expected. This is amazing. I'm already having a lot of fun, and we're just started.
Right.
Like,
well, I'm going to stay at the 15. I'm going to see what saving does, and I'll end my turn.
All right, so now it's Black's turn. I gain 56 SP. Okay, and this is now, I can attempt to, oh, I don't want to steal your okay, so you have 20, okay, I could attempt to break your gem. I don't know if stealing the points is a good mechanic. Well, yeah, we'll see if it works. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to attempt to break your soul gem. So I have to, okay, wait, to do a break. I don't know, like, obviously we're playing with the current rules, but I think there might have to be like a punishment if it fails, or even if it succeeds. Sure. Like, maybe you forfeit your whole turn if you fail or succeed. So that might be something to think about. But right now we're just going with the current rules, where you could just do it as an option. And just remember, in order for it to work, I have to roll 3 6s. So it's like, it's a very low odds that I get 3 6s in one roll. Okay, I need to find. See, I'm going through the rules as we're playing, so it's like I have to go. Try to remember where I put it.
Won't know what a rule is till you try it out.
Okay, I'm trying to find the part with the breaking the soul gem. Okay, soul gems may be broken. Okay, so I have to spend 10 points. And then I have to roll 3 dice, and any 6 adds to a counter.
So you go down to 46.
I need to add a counter as well. Here, break.
Oh yeah, the
counter,
successes.
Okay, so break and repair. Yeah, I needed to add break and repair to the list.
Oh yeah, so if I take what damage, I can repair that.
No, you can only repair a broken one. You can't repair. I mean, I guess we could do individual counter repairs, but I don't know if that's very. And repair can only be you're attempting to completely repair a cracked one, a broken one.
Okay.
So it's like you can't repair one. Like if somebody tries to break it, you can't then like take away their counters.
Okay. Yeah, one thing that I'm thinking of when it comes to breaking soul gems, because I know that right now you're counting all the points in the soul gem as the points to attempt to do the soul gem breaking, right? Like the pawns and the bishop and the knights.
No. You're
all
using your
adding up.
SP to spend 10 points to then do the break. If you break your opponent's soul gem, every single piece, not just the value, but every single piece that is in their soul gem, including pieces that are your own, are then transferred to your own soul gem.
Right. So what I was
might need to make a
thinking-
bigger board for it then.
So the brainstorm thought that I had for this was the more pieces you have summoned, the more likely breaking a gem should succeed. Like right now, I would think like a first turn soul break shouldn't be possible. A king out there by itself can't break it. It's like, you know, you're trying to punch a wall or something. But if you have a bunch of pieces out, maybe the total amount of points you have in play, like my bishop plus my rook plus my pawn, goes into the calculation to break a soul gem. I'm not saying we do that.
That's something to really work out with the math. Right now,
I think that would be a good way to work it.
I mean, after we play the game, you know, you can do your own.
Right.
You know, this is why I'm playing you, is to give you ideas about the algorithm and math.
It would just incentivize summoning as the first phase of the game, and then later on you kind of get this. You get this breaking point that maybe it's like maybe it's like my pieces out there minus your pieces out there is the modifier. Maybe I get a +6 if I have 6 more points out on the board than you do.
Right. Okay.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. That makes sense, though. Yeah. That totally makes sense. Because if you have a full soul gem, it's like all of your energy is okay. Canonically, here we go. In canon, your soul guardian uses up energy to keep. That is used to keep souls within the gem. So if you have less, it's harder to break an opponent's soul gem if you're using that energy to keep your own soul gem intact, right? So it's like that makes sense canonically.
Yeah,
but
like
right now I think
you're struggling to keep all your pieces out on the board from getting captured.
No. You don't capture the pieces that are on the board. You capture the pieces that are in the soul gem. So if you summon pieces, it puts it out on the main board, and then it takes the energy away. It gives you more energy to attempt to break your opponents. Or repair as well. Well, obviously, if yours is broken, you have nothing. So.
And then one other thought I have in terms of attack defending is perhaps having your pieces defending each other gives the pieces defensive bonuses.
Yeah, that's a little too complex right now.
Maybe. You know, it might be too complex, but it's something to think about. I'm not saying,
that's definitely something to think about. But I mean, like, keeping track of all this stuff. Remember, each player, when you play the game, you have to be able to keep track of this stuff.
The game is keeping track of it for me, right? Because I can see your king or guardian protecting that pawn. Maybe that pawn is like super defensive. Like I maybe can't capture it with a bishop because your king is defending. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I need to make the soul gem board full because I think because of the potential of gaining all the pieces, I would need to double the size of each person's side. So let me just fix that really quick.
Yeah, actually do the full 8. It'd be nice to only be limited to 16. Like maybe you each start with like half a board, so instead of having instead of having 2 of each piece, we get 1 of each major piece and 4 pawns, but then we can capture and go up to 8.
Yeah, that would make more sense because then you'd have less total pieces that you could control on board, but it also means that, I don't know that.
And I also really like this just looks pretty. The board setup that you've got here.
Yeah, I like it.
With the 8x8, and then you got the 4x8 with the score sheet that's also 4x8. That just looks really nice. And then you have the dice here, and then also with you up there, but the dice off to the side, just like it looks really contained and concise. So like, I'm thinking maybe the summoning, we can restrict it so at the start of the game at least.
I think I need to double this. It should look fine. Let me just move the dice.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, because you need more space, like, because you're gonna be capturing your opponent's pieces as well.
Yeah.
So I could potentially have all my pieces and all my opponent's pieces and just 2 kings on the board. I don't know why that would happen, but it's potentially possible.
Yeah. Just makes me think that a shogi board will be a more accurate. Like, then we'll get the drop zones.
Yeah, I
Maybe
mean,
just
if we
start
added
with-
drop rules into this game, it would be so insane. Like, if you could also, but the thing about chess is that it's not the same as shogi. It's hard to you'd have to have like an additional like counter
Well,
to
you
show
know,
that it's
soul
your piece.
gems isn't like chess or shogi.
Yeah.
So
No, what I mean
There.
is like the pieces themselves. Like
Sure.
there's no way to differentiate between who's controlling an opponent. Like you can't convert an opponent's color of like you can't change black to white. In shogi,
Yeah.
you change the direction that it is. But in
Yeah,
chess, it's like all the same color. Obviously, for digital purposes, it doesn't particularly matter. But for soul gems purposes, it does matter because whether it's your opponent's pieces in your soul gem or your own, it changes things. And I think that's kind of cool because it means that you cannot summon pieces that you've captured. And I think that's actually a very important distinction. And I also need to I need to fix everything. Just to, I'm still on my turn. I'm really taking my time.
Well, we're also just talking about the rule settings of the game. So now let's play this game, these rules. It's your turn. You've got 46. Oh wait, no, you haven't.
No, wait,
you haven't-
I'm fixing. I said hold
Right.
on while I'm fixing the thing. Hold
right,
on.
sorry. You were spending
you can
to
talk if
break,
you want.
but you haven't rolled to break yet.
I did roll. I got 2. I got 6.
Oh,
I got
you got
6
2
6. Yeah, I got 2
successes?
6s.
Oh yikes!
So
that's
I
scary.
have the break counter with 2 slashes.
That's like, oh man, I think.
Yeah,
I need to
I
spend...
almost broke your soul
I
gem.
know. I feel like there has to be some sort of defensive measures that I would need to now take on
Like
my
you
turn.
can try to counter it. Like if you spent some points right now, you could try
on
to
my
try to
turn.
counter.
Like on my turn, like nothing yet. But if I see 2 breaks, that's like 2 strikes. You know, like I feel like I'm on the back pedal. I got to react, or else it's all gonna break.
I think there might be like okay, so when it breaks, there might be I don't know. It's okay. So you might be able to like repair it, like take off a strike.
I feel like breaking is gonna be like you get maybe just the points of the pieces on my side, so it just adds to your score.
Let's not like move all the soul gems. It basically
Yeah, we're
just
not
breaks
gonna
it
capture it.
and they're trapped. And they're trapped. Like you can't use them. You don't get points for them.
Oh, like you can prevent me from summoning.
Yeah, I
next
can prevent
turn?
you from summoning, and I can prevent you from getting more points.
That sounds.
But that's
nice.
actually no. That's
Oh, I don't know. That's kind of oppressive too. Like.
how about like you just don't get points anymore. You can still summon from it. That makes more sense.
Yeah, like
So
you
I steal
get,
I steal your points.
Well, you just get points. Like you add to your score, but it doesn't take away my
See,
score.
the problem is like if you have 0 points, oh, that means that you'd have to pass. Okay, so it's fine. I added the passing rule to get over that. So
Yeah.
it means that like you're. Oh, thanks for the follow, Johnny. That means that like if you get your thing, it's like not only is it broken, you're not going to get more points than until you repair it. But if you're low on points, you're even worse off because so it's like yes and like yeah like yes it's broken and it's a fiction writing tool. Brandon
Breaking
Sanderson
actually,
talked about
instead
it.
of being a modular amount, could just be a flat number. Like maybe if you successfully break by spending 10, right? Maybe every time you spend 10, you get a break chance. Every time you succeed in a break, you get 25.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So if you do it in 2, technically you get a net gain of 5, but if you do it in 3, you technically lose 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the current rules, but I want to
Yeah.
change it to what you said, where you don't steal all their pieces.
Yeah. right now I
because
feel
that's
like
just
I'm
way
just
too
wanna
powerful. I
rush.
was already thinking that's way too powerful. Like
Yeah, it's really hard
I
to
think just
summon.
it steals all their SP, and that still incentivizes banking your SP.
Yeah.
Because you're gaining SP, but your opponent can potentially steal it. But not only that is you can't gain SP until you repair it.
Yeah, and I feel like the banking is once per turn. The spending 5, like I couldn't just spend
Yeah, you can only do it once.
5 and 5 and 5.
Yeah, it's only once a turn. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
actually explicitly write that, but that
Right.
it was
but you
kind
do
of
have to
like
spend 5 to do it. You can't just like spend everything and I get a free roll. You gotta
yeah,
spend
you
5.
got to spend 5 and you only get 1
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah,
3.
okay.
So I'm trying to fix this. Jeez. Yeah, I think if we keep those rules, oh no, I still need to expand the board. Okay.
Yeah, because for now we have the 10 pieces plus capturing, so yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then if you move the dice a little over, that should be
Yeah, I'm
fine.
just trying to crop this first. Jeez.
That's good.
Yeah, and I made it a different color. To me, it's actually still purple, but like on the stream and what you see, it's oh. Yeah, I mean, it's actually I also made it a separate color, but to me, it's still purple. So it's like.
Yeah, I'm just seeing something totally different than whatever.
Oh, and I keep accidental. Okay, so when I hold down Alt, while I'm holding down
You were
push
muted
to
a tiny
talk,
bit. Oh, you did
no,
that
when I
go?
do it switches to the other microphone again, and the stream can't hear me.
To the
or
wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah, the wizard behind the curtain. So I made the soul gem a different color, but to me it's also it's still the same color. It's so I have like I have like part of the soul gem board, the part where all the pieces are leaking onto my second monitor. So I know for sure that that's the soul gem board. Now I need to move the dice.
That looks good. Oh. Yep. Nope. Now it's just gone. Now it's there. Now it's gone. Now it's there. Yep. Good. There you go. Perfect.
There we
More
go.
perfect.
Now it's in geometric space. Okay.
It's out and floating in that nebula.
Yeah, it's out there. It lives in its own universe.
Looks like a little king of all cosmos solar system with like the pictures and the boards.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's the major board, then there's like the one that keeps track of things. Then there's the one that takes care, like they're all different, like they all have different goal, like they all have different abilities. And I need to fix the count the text.
Oh yeah, that needs to get a tiny bit expanded because inventory got spread.
All right, there we go. And so I didn't do anything. I attempted to break. I got two successful breaks. For now we're gonna keep the rules that I had in text.
Sure.
Just adding. I mean, it's obviously good that we're workshopping this. But for now, like basically, I got 2 strikes. I may try again later. But I'm gonna keep. But I'm gonna keep your. I'm gonna change it so that you can't. It just breaks it so you can't summon. And you can't, you could still summon from it, you just can't get points from it. How about that?
Yep. It's fine, we'll get to it when this game gets to it. When you have to decide, when you have to change what's written up there, then we'll know. But, okay, cool. So for now, 2 successes. Nice. You still have 46 soul, and you're out of life. You're lifeless right now. Sad.
Yeah, I mean that's fine though because I have SP, but and I still have stuff that I'm still in my upkeep. Okay, we're really going turn based.
This
okay,
is just upkeep. I thought you were in main
still
phase.
In upkeep. I told you I tried to break.
You can break
That's
in your
upkeep. Yeah, that's an upkeep.
Wow.
But you can only do it during your upkeep.
Oh, I should have just. Wait, shouldn't I have just tried to break?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can try to break every turn if you want.
There's like no reason to not, and I still have 25 soul left.
It costs 10 SP.
Yeah, I could have afforded it. Oh well. Best to know for next round.
Well, you had 0 SP.
No, I've got.
Oh, before you mean?
I've got 15 SP left. Right now.
Okay, I don't know if it. Okay, so wait a minute. If you have 0, okay, if yours is broken.
My LP was.
Okay, so how about instead of stealing the points, it just means I can't grow anymore. But that might suck if I have less than 10. Okay, wait, how much does it cost to try to break?
Yeah, you don't want to add a permanent ailment. I kind of want to do breaking as like, I don't know. I don't think it's like the crystal breaking. It's kind of like energy gets released that you get to then feed off of. It's
no, you can spend 10 points from any pool. So at the very worst case scenario, you can pass a single turn to get 10 life points, and then try to repair.
Okay.
That works.
Oh, maybe I have, like, maybe I can't summon until I repair or something. What is repairing?
Yeah, you can't summon or gain SP until it's repaired. But
what's the process of repairing again?
it's the same exact thing as breaking, except you need a 1 or 2. So it's easier to repair than it is to.
So
like, I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, it's easier to repair.
The problem with that then is, couldn't I just be like, if you break, I could just lose a bunch of turns just with bad dice rolls, right?
Yeah, I mean, but you need to roll a 1 or a 2. That's easier than rolling just a 6.
I guess.
But also, I mean,
we'll see.
You could just do that, and if it doesn't work, you pass and you gain 10 more LP, and you try again next upkeep.
Yeah, and well, okay. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm not broken yet. I'm still here. I'm not dead.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was what I tried in my upkeep. I already added my soul points before that, right? That's like the very first thing that happens.
You're currently, last I checked, you're at 46 souls.
Yeah, I was at 46. I didn't, yeah, because I spent 10.
10.
Yeah, I was at 56. I spent 10 to do that. And so now I have summoning options. What?
Oh, no. Okay. I got an idea for how much it costs to do the breaking. The breaking costs the amount of points that you have in your soul gem. So it's very expensive if you do it too early, right? It costs 33 to do it. Minus the points of the captured pieces. So if I capture your pieces, they're minus points to the cost of me trying to break
yeah, because
you.
it only costs as much as your own pieces. So
yeah, so like
so
right
it
now
would
the pawn
cost
there,
for you, it would cost 24 to
right
try
now.
to break.
Yeah, it would cost me, actually no, it would cost me 23. Oh,
no,
that's
because
hard to
you have
calculate.
25 minus 1.
Well, no, I've got 25 as counting the pawn.
Yeah, and then it would be minus 1.
But I was saying it's the white pieces minus the black pieces.
Yeah,
which
and
is technically 23.
Why? Because you have white pieces.
Because I've got 24 points in white pieces.
And 1 piece in pawn.
And 1 point in black, which would technically
so
be
it'd be 25. Oh, you mean total? Okay, so it'd be 24
It would be
minus
23. 1. It's that's
okay.
hard.
So it's,
That's hard.
no. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you get your total points and just subtract only the pieces that. So you'd only spend the points that you have for your own pieces. So it'd be 24.
I guess, but I wanted to have extra incentive for if I captured your piece.
So
it makes
like,
it even cheaper for me.
Yeah, even cheaper. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like that pawn is basically minus double.
I mean, obviously,
so it's 23.
if this is a little bit harder to calculate by hand,
right.
but
we'd
the
have to
thing
have a
is
macro.
we're making this with the intention of making like a game
Right.
client.
Building macros
a game client
that
would
can
do
calculate.
it automatically.
Exactly. Right now, like I want to make it nice and complicated, so it's kind of enriching to be like, whoa, look at all these numbers move around. But for right now, we're just gonna keep it at 10 for this game.
Yeah, for this game, that's nice. You know, we agreed on basically not changing anything.
Right.
I like the
idea
biggest,
for later.
The emergency change, though, is I like the change of making it so you're not stealing all the pieces. That's just way too powerful.
Yeah,
so
that'll just
basically,
be you just won the game on turn 3.
Basically, you're stealing their incentive. You're stealing their ability to summon or gain SP until they repair it. You're basically weakening them.
Yeah. I want to have, and I want to think of it as like an enfeebling.
Yeah,
I don't want it to be disabled because,
it's not like disabling.
It's in a 2-player game. Losing a full turn can just lose you the game 20 turns later for no fault of your own other than you lost a turn.
I mean, you could potentially lose a turn if you're already low on points, so it gives you incentive to not spend all your points every turn.
It's kind of like being behind in tempo in chess. If you're 1 or if you're 3 tempo behind, that's way worse than being 2 tempo behind.
So getting your, but it did cost me points to do it.
Yeah. There's still a cost benefit structure to it.
Yeah, so it's like I like your idea though for eventually changing it based on how, because if it's going to cost more to do it if I have a ton of pieces already. That gives me more incentive to summon first.
Exactly.
Which also gives you more time to summon. So
yeah,
it's like
and
that
it
balances
also
out.
makes the middle game be like, oh, I'm gonna summon and capture and get this really nice, like, it cost me 3 points to try to break you. You know, like, you can kind of get those swings of benefits. And then, yeah, we'll see what else. For now, it's just flat 10, so. Cool.
Okay, and so now it's time for me to summon. I am going to, so summoning is 2 times the piece, right? Oh wait, no, god damn it. I keep forgetting the summon price.
Yeah, I think for one other thing is I think that breaking should happen during the attack step.
No, no, because that means that you could basically, if your attack fails, I don't know. It means that you
like
could...
nothing else has changed. I'm just saying that's when you do your break rolls. You attack or capture pieces, and you try to break soul gems. Just because it's like they're kind of the same.
Yeah, I mean that's okay. So there might be.
Because I just like summoning being like the first thing you get to do.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
It feels good, you know, to be like,
or how about
I
you just add it to your like? Oh, okay, God. Yeah, it's difficult to try to understand like when to do breaks. Yeah, wait till your attack phase before you go, and you can only do it before you initiate your attack. So you can't do it. Yeah, not like it matters.
At the start. Yeah. We can tier these
because
again,
that means that you have to spend points before you do it rather than after. You can't just do a whole bunch of attacks and then attack their gem. You have to, or how about you could either do attacking with your pieces or attack the gem.
Let's do it at the start. That way you can't do this like I attack to capture, and then use the double bonus of having the captured pieces work themselves into this huge
into your calculation,
swing.
To changing your calculation.
Unless we do want to do that. We'll see.
That might be a thing.
It's
no, what I'm
thought.
kind of thinking that you could either do an attack phase or a break phase. Like
or just the break is at the end. We'll see.
I kind of like splitting the phases. You could either go into a battle phase or you can go into a break phase.
For that turn?
Yeah, for that turn. And you can't attack because you're using up all your energy to try to break their soul gem, which is comprised of an entire soul guardian. Like you're trying to break a soul, like a soul of a god. So it's like
I've got a kind of fun idea for that.
What?
So what you do is you can do an attack step or break with any remaining like if I had right now I've got 4 pieces out, right? The king, the bishop.
I did it again. I switched to the other microphone. I keep forgetting what, like when I alt tab, like.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. But what I was thinking was, let's say we have my king, my bishop, my pawn, and this rook, right? And I do an attack step, and I decide I'm going to attack with my bishop, I'm going to attack with my rook, and then I'm going to attempt to break with my king and my pawn because they can't attack this turn because whatever reasons. But I'm going to take their point values and work that into the break phase.
Oh, okay. So wait.
So you can split attack.
So I think I get what you're saying. Let me. So you use pieces that are on your board,
right?
To calculate how much it costs to initiate a break.
And you also use the pieces on the board to capture a piece to help, like, I don't know, modifiers, whatever. We'll see with that. But yeah, like you can kind of split the roles of, so that way you're always breaking.
But you can do either or. You can either put it into a break attempt, and if you do that, you can't use that piece that turn to attack a piece. You can only use that piece like it's basically like Goku. It's Goku. You're giving Goku your energy. That's what's happening.
Yeah, you're spirit bombing.
Yeah, you're spirit bombing. Yeah, let's go.
And all right. That's
so
what I'll
I'm
do for
trying
now.
to...
I've got more thoughts, but I don't want to talk about it yet. Let's play this game.
Okay, and I did it again. If I keep switching off my.
Yeah, you just did it
So
now.
what happens is if.
Now you're back.
It's
because it's alt tab.
No, that's not okay. No, you don't understand. It's only on my stream that they hear this because on OBS I have it so if I press Control plus pause, Control plus print screen, it switches to my regular voice my regular voice filters for speaking. But for instrument playing, I have one with reverb, and it takes away the sound, the noise reduction. So you hear everything in the room, like the fan and everything, and it also adds reverb. And if I press Alt print screen, and the thing is sometimes it's randomly just switching. And
maybe
and I
you
don't
can
know. I think it's because
rekey it?
no, I think it's no. It's
Okay.
I think it's because I'm brushing up against the Alt button, like or something. I don't know what it is. Like something like. If I switch in between apps, like every now and then, like it'll like when I'm alt tabbing. Oh, it's if I alt tab and I don't, and like I think sometimes the button gets stuck.
Ah.
I don't really know. Or if I'm holding, okay, so also if I'm holding it down on my mouse, I can, because I have keys on my mouse. I have keys on my mouse that correspond to Control and Alt.
Yeah, I guess just check your key mapping after this. See if
No,
you can...
it's fine. It's just I keep forgetting. I need it for a reason. It's really important.
Ah. Okay.
Because for streaming purposes, I need to be able to switch between them. It's just really frustrating when I'm like switching. It's only when I'm like really actively switching back and forth between things.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
during the exciting moments.
Well, it's only if I'm holding down print screen. So it's only when I'm using Discord. If I'm using Discord push to talk, that's the only time it happens.
Well,
I could switch off voice to talk just for this stream, but I also don't really like that.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
So in order to move pieces, to summon pieces, I was looking up the price. I really apologize. Like, okay, it's piece plus 5. There we go. And then the XY if I want to move it somewhere else. Okay, so if I want to place... Okay, so the thing is if I wanted to place another knight, I would not be able to... I would have to... If I wanted to place a knight on
You'd
G7...
have to pay extra.
I would have to pay the price that it would cost to move it from B8 to G7. So I might not want to do that, but... I might want to. Who knows? But I think I'm going to play a rook on G7, so that's going to cost 10.
Ooh, tanky.
10, and I have to pay extra because my king is on the H pawn. So it's 10 plus... so it's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Oh, you couldn't just go off of the king square over
Yeah,
one?
because my king's taking it. So it costs 17 to place the rook there.
Yikes. Okay. Big investment. Okay. Really don't want that to get attacked again, I see.
Okay, so that means 36.
So that was 17, you said?
17, so that's...
So that puts you down to 30, 29?
Okay, yeah, 36 and then 30.
No, you were at 46.
And then 29. You know what, I have to go down 10 to 36, and then go down 6 to go to 30, and then down 1 to 29.
Oh, I thought that you started with 56.
I started with 40. I spent 10 to try to break.
Right. So you went from 56 to 46.
And then I spent 17, bringing me down to 29.
29. Yep. We're on the same page.
I was just doing math.
Well, so was I. We got this.
Jeez, you making fun of me?
No, I'm mathing as well.
Oh, just kidding.
All right, you got 29 more points left and 0 life.
Hey, remember, this is a turn-based game, and every single expenditure is like this is basically this is like a D&D campaign. Like I'm just like, wow, like where do I want to put my points? Oh, and that also means I lose a rook from my board, so that I lose 5 from that. And the reason why I wouldn't want to calculate, like, okay, it's just like if we were gonna calculate the break attempt using what pieces are in your gem, I would just do like total minus the opponent's pieces. Like that's what I
we'd
would
also
do.
definitely want to have some sort of like macro already set that just tallies it up for us all the
Yeah,
time.
I mean that's something
so we
that.
don't have to like add it up between
But
every
I mean,
break.
like I want to finalize the math before I
Yeah.
program that.
Right, exactly. So
Like I don't want
yeah.
to program it and then have to change it every single time. Like that's
Yeah.
do things by hand until we get it finalized. Then I can just write a macro, and then just like bam, and then that's easy to program and make it more like a video game. And basically, our goal
Yeah.
is to make a video game. Like that. This
Yeah.
this is eventually going to be a game client. So it's like that's the eventual plan, and it's just like that. Working out all the kinks is important first. Like
Yeah. I do think one important thing to add into the game will be to, just give a tally of what the total amount in each of our soul gem is at any point in time. Like, no matter what rules we choose, I think that'll be a good addition to the game, is just to know, have it calculated out for us.
yeah.
Like, it just adds up the pawns and the bishops and the knights in that square.
Okay, and if I wanted to, okay, let me think here.
Oh gosh, and then you just spent, how much is in your spot now?
I have 29 left. I want to summon again, so I'm going to. Okay, wait. Actually, no, I don't want to summon. No, I need to summon. I'm gonna summon a pawn to f6, so that's gonna be 6 plus 1, so it's 7. Now I'm down to 22 SP. And I'm going to enter main phase. Should I attempt a soul steal?
Yeah, we haven't soul stolen this game. Got to
Because
see how
my
that
pawn
works.
is now adjacent to these pieces.
Oh yeah, my bishop wasn't able to soul steal earlier because it was.
Yeah,
Not
now I have a
next to it.
pawn that could potentially soul steal. It costs 2 to perform a steal. But then I can't attack with that piece anymore, so I can't try.
That's really powerful, then.
Yeah, well, it is 1/6 of a chance, and it also means that
Okay.
I can't use that piece to attack. So I don't know if that's super powerful. I mean, that's 1/6 of a chance, and then I still can't use that piece to attack. Like I don't.
But you do get more points than if you just captured it.
Yeah, I mean, if I fail, I can't capture that piece.
Right.
I
So it
think you
needs
can
to be a
still
lot
use. I
better.
think you can still use your piece to attack that turn, but it just means that you can't attack the piece that you're trying to soul steal.
Okay. Well, which one
So I'm gonna try to soul steal the bishop on e5.
is that going to be harder?
Well,
Because
no,
it's a pawn.
it doesn't
Or I
matter
guess
which piece.
yeah,
It doesn't
matter.
matter. It's a soul steal is basically channeled from the soul guardian through whatever piece it
Okay.
is, and so it's like it's a soul guardian move. Basically, this is why it's an ability. It's not an attack. It's like you're channeling.
Sounds good.
But it has to be adjacent, and if I want to soul steal my own, I have to be adjacent to the king. So I could potentially soul steal these pieces. But I don't want to, because I summoned them for a reason. But so I'm going to attempt to soul steal on your bishop. So I'm going to cost 2, and I have to roll 1 6-sided die. And I failed. So I
Womp womp.
can't attack this piece this turn. I'm going to enter my attack phase. And so price of attacking. Also, I'm looking through the rules. If you ever know a rule, and save me time, it'd be helpful. But I do have the rules
yeah,
too. So a capturing a piece, so it's a 2 times the piece plus the distance. So pawns are like kind of like scale better for attacking. Because it's going to be 2 times 1 plus 1. So it only costs 3 to attack any pawn. any piece, but you have to remember you can't just attack. The only piece you can capture with just a pawn is a pawn.
Hmm.
And that's precisely what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna spend.
Oh, I thought that the pawn couldn't attack this turn.
No, I can't attack your bishop.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I
That's
spend
cool.
3 to attack your pawn. And I gain that pawn on my board, on my soul gem.
My pawn.
Oh, oops! I put it on the wrong side.
I mean,
Okay.
that's fine by me.
Okay. Maybe I should put your opponent's pieces on the other side.
Yeah.
Just do a little bit of cleanup here. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. Okay, here we go. Yeah, and then put opponent's pieces on the other side.
Yeah, and then just a total off to the side what the total value is on each side of the board separately.
Well, that's
so,
why I
whenever
have it
you pick
on...
up a piece, it just changes value.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I have this little sheet for.
Right now where you're manually typing it in.
Yeah, it would be like automatically added.
Yeah.
Wait, did I add it already? What? Oh. Yeah, so now I have... Oh, oops. Opposite way. Yeah, so now I have 24 inventory. No, wait. I subtracted first. Okay, I subtracted, then I added. Okay, there we go. Because I summoned a pawn, and then I... Wait. Yeah, I summoned a pawn. So then I was down to 20... Wait, what happened?
Summoning the pawn was down to... was 6, right? And then you spent 2 to do the... siphon ability, the soul steal thing.
Oh, no, that was an SP. I'm talking about inventory. So I
you
brought
summoned
my pawn
the
out.
rook and you summoned the pawn this turn.
Yeah, I summoned the pawn, but then I captured your pawn. So I lost one but gained one.
Yeah,
so
and
I'm
you
back.
lost the rook.
Wait, how was I at 24? Wait, because I had
rook.
Okay, 3 plus 5 plus 2. So it's 8 plus 2, so 10. God. How much did I... Okay, so I have 9... I need to count it again. 9, 12, 15, 20, 26. I think I accidentally subtracted from my inventory instead of my SP. I think that's what happened. Okay. 26, 29, 30. I should have 30 points. I don't know why I have it down to... So I have 30 inventory, 9, 10. So 10,
how do you have
15.
More... Wait, but how can you have 30 inventory if I have less pieces out on the board?
Just a second. Jesus Christ. You captured my pawn. I captured your pawn. You summoned a bishop and a rook. I summoned a knight and a rook. Because I've... okay, so... And then I've summoned... Oh, I forgot to take one of my pawns off. That's why. Wait. So I should have... I should only have 6 pawns on my soul gem. And then plus yours. Okay. Because I've summoned 2 pawns. And you should have... You've summoned 0... You've summoned 1 pawn, but I took it. So you have 7... Okay, so 6... Okay, so 15, 20, 23, 26, 29, 30. So I have 30, and that means that you have 7, 10, 20, 25, You have 31. I miscalculated something. I don't know what happened. I did something stupid at some point.
It's okay. It's for experimentation purposes.
I think everything is actually fine. I think it's just something
The first
happened.
game of Soul Gems, and Rebecca cheated.
No! That's part of the canon. Okay, so here we go. I attacked. And
Yep.
you know, I don't move because of it.
Pobrecito Bon.
And you know, I don't think I mentioned it, but I mean, if you attack with a piece that turn, you can't attack with that piece again that turn.
Of course.
But I don't think that. I think Soul Steal is just a bonus. Like that's like you use an ability. Like if you're playing like a game and you run up to your opponent.
You can Soul Steal and attack in the same turn if you have 2 targets.
But Soul Steal enfeebles. Well, I guess enhances. Your if it fails. It enhances your opponent, or I guess it would technically be an enfeeble that gives bonuses. It enfeebles the piece that gives it invulnerability to attacks that turn. Like Soul Steal, like if you fail, it means you imbue them with your energy, and it like powers them up, so they can't be attacked. Okay, and that's all I can do. I could teleport if I want, but I don't think I'm going to. I end my turn.
Okay. So I get how many points?
Okay, so you have 2 times 31. So you
31
get
points.
62 points.
62 plus my 15.
No, you had
puts me-
0.
No, I have 15 soul points left last turn.
No, it says you were down to 0.
No, I currently have written down.
Oh, did I
18
accidentally delete it?
Yeah, because I spent 5 from 20 to roll the dice
Oh,
to
right.
add to my life points, and then I guess I rolled. How many points did I gain?
Oh no, you added it. It was down to 0 because you added it to your life points. That's why it was 0.
No, I was going to go to 0, but then you said no, you spent 5.
It switches over, so it transfers over to your life points. So you have 0
Right.
SP.
But I wanted to transfer over.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But I
It
thought you
doesn't
said
copy
that,
over. It transfers over.
No,
so
I thought that you said
so
that I had to
you spent
spend 5 and roll.
You spent 5, rolled, and then it put
Right.
the 15 all over to your life points.
Oh, I
That's
thought
what
that
happened.
it just. I thought I spent 5 and got 15
No, you don't
life
gain
points.
points. You transfer. It's banking.
So I spend 5 and then
So
bank 15.
you spend
So I have 0.
5 in order to try to bank
Okay.
your as much SP as you can.
Okay, as much LP. Got
Well,
it.
no, SP into LP. You bank
Right,
the
right.
SP, turning it into LP.
Okay, so now I've got 62.
You got 18 LP and 62 SP.
Okay, so 18 LP, 62 SP, turn 3.
Yeah, I mean, it feels
Long
so
game.
tedious right now, but I mean, I can see over time, especially as we get things automated over time, this
Yeah.
would be pretty, like, banging. Like, I think it would just go
Sure.
bing, bang, boom.
All right, so I've got
It's just
62
it's
points.
a lot of stuff to keep track of.
I'm definitely during this game, break is during upkeep, so I'm never gonna not try to break.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to break your.
Do you want to change the rules now, or do you want to keep it?
Nah.
Because we can change it so you can do it only during your attack phase, or do you want to keep it during upkeep?
For the amount of time that we've been playing, I might have to go
I think
soon-ish.
upkeep works better.
So for now, let's play it as we have it. Let's not change anything yet.
Yeah,
We'll do
I
that
actually
next time.
don't like the idea of changing it mid-game. The only thing
Right,
I
of
wanted to
course.
change was the broken mechanic that I came up with. It sounded good in my head, but
Of stealing all of
stealing
the
all
stuff,
of it.
yeah.
I think just like disabling it works
Yeah.
better,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
then
we'll
it means
see.
that they just can't summon and they can't gain points, but they can try to repair it. And if they're down,
Cool.
and also means that if they're down less than 10 points, they can pass a turn, which is already just devastating. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's-
repair I guess should allow you to act within that turn. Like it
yeah,
just-
like you
yeah,
could during your upkeep, you get the chance to repair it so that you can have
Right.
a turn. Like that's
exactly.
so.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, but I don't know. The thing is, if you try to repair it, you can't gain points that turn. So it's like you have to judge it. If you don't, because if you spend the points to try to repair it, if you pass after that, you get no points. So
well, I think that you should still be able to do some stuff. You lose the points. You don't get those back because it costs. How much does it cost to repair?
it costs. I think it costs 10 points.
Yeah, so that's already an investment, and then you still can't summon or get points. So you still can do something else. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Either way, I'm spending 10 and roll me 3 dice
Okay.
because that's happening.
Okay. Let me deduct the points.
Well,
10 life points or SP?
SP always.
Yeah.
I'm never
well,
gonna.
like there might be. I don't know.
I
You can
cannot.
always use combinations of either or. So
I can't think of a
So
single reason.
every time you declare points, you have to tell me how much of each. Even if
Sure,
even
sure.
if you're always going to do it, it just works if you say like, oh, I want to do 5 points from LP and 5 points from SP. I mean, I'm pretty sure
The
SP.
only time I'm ever gonna go into LP is if I run out of SP and need something to happen. Like that's the only time.
Yeah, I mean, well, so for now, it seems obvious to always use SP,
Right.
but in the future, there might be abilities that utilize SP, and it might be beneficial to not use
Right.
it. So
Right.
this is why I have this rule of separating LP and SP, because it's like there might be
Well,
new abilities later on.
I want
so-
1,000 LP.
Yeah. I mean
Okay.
that rule is kind of silly, but I added it as a cap so the game could eventually
Sure.
end.
Well, if you're gonna set rules like that, I'm gonna try to reach them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're the MBK player. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to.
Oh,
We're going
sorry.
really
You're
slowly.
doing notes.
Remember, I'm DMing, so I will give you the go ahead before we do.
I got
need
no
to look at
successes.
how much it costs because I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
10
you
points.
got multi-screen. Yeah, I failed.
I think
failed
it's 10.
horribly.
I think it's 10 points. Okay, yeah, it's 10
What?
points. So you
Yeah.
spent. So now you're down to 52 SP.
52, and I failed on my face.
Okay, well, no, I'm rolling. You're not rolling.
You
I'm rolling.
rolled.
I didn't.
You just
roll.
rolled.
I didn't roll.
You rolled a 3, 2,
No,
and a 4
I
to get.
added a dice, and I'm gonna roll.
Oh,
Jeez.
I'm okay with this.
Okay, so you didn't roll a 1 or a
Woohoo!
2.
I didn't fall on my face. I get 1 success.
No, you don't. You have to roll a 1 or a 2.
What? I thought it was 6.
Oh no, to break. Okay, yeah, you got 2.
Yeah,
okay,
breaking.
I'm thinking of repairs. Yeah, so you can only get a 6
I got
for
2
break.
6s.
Yeah, you got
That's
2
2
6s.
successes.
So you have
Awesome.
2 as well.
The opposite
We're
of falling
both
on my face.
one off from breaking each other's
I got a
gem.
base hit. All right.
I'm hit.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
But you didn't sink my battleship.
Didn't sink the battleship. That's for season 3 when we play on a battleship board.
Yeah, the canon of the Soul Guardians.
Okay. What do I want to do for this turn? I can't move a pawn
Oh wait,
multiple
remember
times.
you still your upkeep. Do you want to summon?
I know. I'm thinking of what I want to summon.
Take
we're
your
not doing
time.
defensive stuff yet.
Think out loud. I'm gonna take off headphones and go to the bathroom so you can talk to the stream. When I get back, you can execute your orders if you're ready.
Okay, I can't actually see what stream is saying, so.
Well,
it'll
nobody's
just be-
there. I'm just always for simplicity's sake, always pretend there's somebody there.
Yeah. Well, inner monologue. Well, I guess I want to summon a knight and teleport a knight and attack. All right, I think I'm gonna put a knight onto G, and then move it a bunch, and then do it the queen onto D4. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, and then if I recover from the break in time and get my queen over there, that should be game over. Cool. Oh, you just missed the whole. I just talked through the whole way.
You calculated the whole game.
Yep, all the breaks
I'm
and
going to
repair
die.
tempos.
For the next 50 moves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay.
but I
So
do
sorry
know-
for that. I wanted to make something to eat. So.
That's fine. Yeah, we should probably. I only have a little bit of time, and then I gotta.
All
get
right.
food
Would you
going,
like
too.
to complete your turn first?
I do want to complete my
All
turn,
right.
and then perhaps have you take your turn, and then talk about possibilities and whatnot. But
Yeah.
all
So
right,
one
so for
more
my
round of
turn-
turns.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. It'll be enough to get notes for modifications for next game.
Yeah, and I'll just
All right.
screenshot everything.
So I've got 52 points left. I'm gonna summon 2 pieces. I'm gonna summon my knight to the G square. And summon the queen
Wait,
to
hold
D4.
on. There's calculation that happen. So I take away 3 from your inventory. So 1 and then 2, so 28. And how much does that cost? So you're gonna put knight to G1. It's gonna cost the
Knight to
price of the
G1.
piece
Plus 5 is
plus
8.
5. So you cost 8. So that
So I
takes
got
8
44. And then next, I want to play the queen to D4. So that'd be 9 plus 5 is 13.
Wait, I gotta
plus
take away
3
the
is
inventory
16.
first.
I know.
So that's gonna take 8 and then 1, so that's 19.
Okay.
And so it's gonna be it's the piece plus 5, right? So it's 14.
Yeah.
So that's
13.
Oh wait, what? Oh,
Because it's
yeah.
9 plus 4?
Yeah, sorry.
Or 9 plus 5.
Yeah, 9 plus 5 is
Or-
14.
Oh, it's 14. Plus 3 is 17.
Oh, because you're moving it. Where are you placing your queen?
To D4.
D4.
So that gets me down to 27.
Yeah, and then,
Alright.
and you lose so that's 14, so you're down to 30 and then 27.
All right. So with 27 left, I am going to enter my move phase.
So you're in main phase, yeah?
Main phase. I'm going to move my knight. I'm going to spend 6, go down to 21. I'm going to move the knight to E2, to G4, to...
Plus that's another 6.
Oh, I thought you said I get to move it in unlimited
it's
times.
6 per jump. They can move, but it's 6 per jump.
Oh.
And you wouldn't be able to go to G4, you would go to G3.
Oh,
You mean F4?
Oh, shoot. I don't know how much the attack is going to cost.
You want to undo the first move?
No, not really. I kind of just want to spend 12 more and go down to 9 to in total move it up to F5. So I'm
Okay,
going
so
from,
wait, so you want to get to F5?
yeah, so I'm going G2 or I'm going
G3?
E2, G3, F5.
Okay, so you spent 6 to go to 21,
18.
and then you spend 6 to go to and then 12.
Yeah, 6, 6, and 6 gets me down to 9 soul gems left.
Soul points.
Soul points. I want to try to capture. Okay, so now I can do soul steal or capture, right?
You can't capture the rook
Why not?
because the knight only does 3 damage,
Oh.
and my pawn's in the way of your
I'm going to
bishop.
try to soul steal your rook.
All right, my rook.
'Cause
You can't soul steal the rook. You're not adjacent.
I thought that.
You have to have a piece 1 square to the side of it. That's
Well,
adjacent.
that's annoying. Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
your knight
then.
would have to be on
The
G6.
knight will soul steal the pawn.
Yeah, you can soul steal the pawn.
Okay,
and-
I'll soul steal the pawn.
as long as any one of your pieces is adjacent to it, so
My
your bishop
knight
or
is
the
adjacent.
knight. So okay, so that's it costs 2 points,
2 points, so I go down to 7.
and you roll 1 6-sided die.
Yay! I stole
That wasn't the
Aw,
roll. I was deleting the dice.
Damn it. Oh, that's only a 1.
Yeah,
Wait,
you got a 1. You failed, and you can't attack that pawn.
I thought that soul steal was 1 or 2.
No, that's repair. That's only if it's your own piece. It's one or
Oh.
two if it's your own piece. It's a 1/3 chance.
Can't the bishop now attack it?
You can't attack it anymore because you failed the soul steal.
Oh, well, shoot, I think I just lost this game.
You mean you didn't lose the game?
I just lost. I didn't realize there was bad moves in this game, but I just did some bad moves.
It doesn't mean the game's over.
No, it's not. But I got onto 7. 7's not worth
Like I
trying
said,
to
this
think
game is
two.
a campaign. This game cannot be played very quickly.
All right, well, I guess I end my turn with 7 left.
All right, so you're not going to bank any of your SP or anything?
I mean, what am I gonna do? Bank 2 SP?
Yeah, exactly.
Not worth it. I'm just gonna keep the 7.
Well, to be fair, I didn't even I forgot that you drained all of your SP. So okay, so it is my turn. You didn't capture any. Well, yeah, I still have 30 inventory, so that brings me up to 77 SP. I'm going to spend 10 to try to break, so I'm back down to 67. And I got no 6s. So now it's summoning part of my upkeep. Okay, if I can remember without looking, summoning is peace plus 5, and then with augments if you want to move it. Okay. Okay, I want to put my queen on e6. That's going to be 14, 16, 17. That's going to be 17 points. So 57, 50. Okay. Okay, down to 50 SP. And I'm going to enter my main phase. I'm going to attempt to soul steal the bishop.
You're soul stealing with your queen?
It doesn't matter. As long as you have at least
Oh.
one piece adjacent, it doesn't matter which one. Because the only piece that's affected is the piece that's targeted. And I got a 5, so I failed. I can't attack the bishop. I'm going to enter my attack phase. Oh, you know what? I should have tried to soul steal the knight instead. I could have attacked the... I could have spent a lot less to try to attack the bishop instead with the pawn. Oh, well. Well, I don't know. I'm going to attack the knight with the queen. It's like attacking is, what,
Oh, wow.
2 times the queen. Okay, wait. It's 2 times the piece plus distance, so it's 18 plus 1, so it's 19. So I'm gonna take the piece.
Oh no!
Wait, I cost 19, so I'm 38, 28, 29. So I'm at 29. Wait. It got 18. So 2 times 18 plus 1, so it's 19. So down
2
to
times 18 is
yeah, so
36.
what? 19. 9 times 2 is 18,
Yes.
and 18 plus 1 is 19.
Yes.
So I'm down 20 points plus 1. So I'm down to 28. 20. So I'm down to 29. Because I'm subtracting 19. If I subtract 20, I'll be down to 28. If I add 1, I'm at 29. And I captured the knight, and it's on my soul gem. adding 3 to my inventory. Oh, yeah, I already... Did I subtract the queen? Did I subtract 9? I don't think I subtracted 9 from my inventory when I summoned the queen. Yeah, I didn't. So I need to subtract 9. So 3 and then 6. That's 24. Yeah, and I'm in my turn, and so now it ends on white's turn. I'm gonna screenshot everything. I'm gonna put an asterisk next to white, so
So, did you fail to break?
yeah, I failed to break.
Okay, cool.
And my turn. So it's
All right.
white's turn when we pick up. I have that text file saved. I'm gonna screenshot both boards. It's also on the stream, but obviously I want screenshots.
Yeah.
And I have that it's white's turn to move. I have all the status written down.
I honestly doubt that we're gonna finish this game, but what we could do is, like, if you rewatch it, we could like take notes and play another game with some
No, what I'm saying is we're pausing the game. We can continue where we left off.
I guess you didn't want to try any of the
I
changes.
wanted to finish the game before we made changes. The only change we made during the game was the breaking rules, because that's just way too overpowered.
At the moment, I have no idea how we're gonna finish this game fast enough.
It's not. I'm saying we can pause and we're gonna play again next time. We can play. We can take as long as we need.
Well, yeah, to get to 1,000 life points.
It's a campaign, Tony.
Like,
it's
you
like
seriously
D&D.
are like,
Oh, sorry. MBK.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry. I leaked. Yeah, I doxed you.
It doesn't matter. That's a nickname.
Yeah, it's just your nickname. Your real name's MBK.
Yeah. No, but like, what I was saying was like,
What? You're saying, are you okay? Hello?
oh, sorry, I was on mute there for a
I
second.
heard a.
No, I lost my train of thought, and that was my train derailing. It was like crunch.
Yeah, so we're gonna pick up this game next time. I don't know when next time will be. Hopefully tomorrow or sometime this week, or maybe next week. I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to it. This is, like I said, this is like a D&D campaign. This is not for the faint of heart. This is a tabletop game.
I feel like if you're doing this, it's kind of like we were playing Smash Brothers for the first time, and for the first level, you decided to do 99 lives.
Yeah.
You're like, we can't quit. You can't quit Peach until you do 99 KOs. It's like, dude, let's re-rack.
No, we haven't even played the game yet.
I guess we'll see. Yeah, this might accelerate.
It's a long game. It's like D&D.
I don't really see the point where we would get more than 60 to 70 points.
Well, that's why I had the rule that you steal your opponent's SP.
Oh.
Because if you gained SP, you could potentially gain a lot of SP if you break your opponent's gem. And then you just bank all their freaking pieces every turn. That's why I had that 1,000 roll. The 1,000 roll was kind of a joke, okay? So don't take it seriously.
That's Jeez. Fine. Well, I guess for next time, if you want to keep the same rules and everything else, that's fine. If you want to make any adjustments but keep the same board placement, that's fine. Your DM, you could set however you want to make it to get this game to playing status. Whatever you need to learn to apply changes to this game. I'm here to exercise with
I would like to play a complete game first before we made changes.
Sure.
And like I said, we're doing a campaign. Like, just imagine that these chess pieces are actually like D&D characters, and like we're summoning. We're basically we're DMing the DMs. Like the Soul Guardians are the DMs. We're DMing the DMs. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, it was fun playing. Thanks for showing me the game
Yeah.
as it sits right now. Looks like it has a lot of fun and potential involved. I actually like the point systems going up and down. They seem to be like it's satisfying to be able to spend like 77 points in a turn.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I obviously, if you come up with any ideas, just let me know on Discord,
Yeah.
in the DM.
I would just say review the VOD. You and I, we kind of paused the game numerous times for brainstorming. So I feel like there's a lot in what we said
I
that
mean,
can be
that's
applied to the game.
obviously it's up there. You can do that if you want. I usually don't review my VODs too much. I might, but I usually just
Yeah.
like look through it and just see what was it about. And obviously
Yeah.
you could also watch it at double speed. So it's
Well, for this one, I'd like because we're kind of doing this like preparing, take notes. I'm not
yeah,
writing down my thoughts. I'm saying it because you're recording it.
yeah, that's the reason why I'm doing it. 'Cause
So
it gives you you're basically taking your notes orally.
yeah.
Is
But
that the
since
only thing you
you're
take
the
orally?
rule, since you're the DM, it's like as you review it, you could take the notes to fix it if there was something that like you said at turn 2 that was a great idea that you want to remember, or something I said in turn 1 that was a cool whatever.
Yeah, and this is alpha testing, so it's like we're going to be learning a lot of stuff through playing
Yeah.
it. So it's like it's really important that we complete a full game because just today in this 3-hour session that we had, we already came up with new ideas, and we don't have
Yeah.
to start a new game to do that. We could just keep playing and just keep banking on the same information. And then when we get to the second game, we're like, whew, we finally finished that broken rule campaign. Now let's fix it and then try a new one. And then we're going to
Right.
continue that process until we really get it down to the point where it's solid enough where we can actually start implementing macros and creating like digital version of the game to like make an actual playable like video game style version of it. And who
Yeah.
knows what can happen after that? Like, you could make, hire. I can get graphics designers, and like, make like
Yeah.
a whole storyline, and like actually get like a campaign that like is played across like a character's storyline arc. And, there's all that stuff that's way later. That's like that's the final step. Like, obviously, you need the game to be playable first before you even get the digital version. This is completely like I'm completely manually controlling both boards. The data is in like a document that I'm manually changing. You're telling me the moves over voice audio, and so I have to control everything myself. And
Yeah, the best part will be when we get to the point where it'd be like, we don't need to change anything anymore.
yeah, and the biggest thing is I think the biggest thing we got out of this 3-hour session was we needed to do an emergency band-aid augmentation to the breaking rules because that was way too broken. Hey Anohito, we are actually just ending the stream. I am actually changing. I needed. There is a document that's available, but I wanted to edit it because we added the rule. We took away the rule that when you break your opponent's soul gem, you actually you don't steal all of their pieces, and you also don't steal all their points. You take away, you're damaging their ability to gain more points, so you're like enfeebling your opponent. And I think I like that mechanic way better than what the hell I came up with.
Yeah, if we got more points every turn, going down to 0 wouldn't be so bad. But if you go down to 0, it's like it can
Yeah,
get
well,
rough.
that's why I added the passing rule, because you could gain 10 points per turn, but you'd have to give up that turn in order to attempt to repair.
Yeah, I
next
would do
turn.
that for like 100 points or maybe 50
Yeah,
points.
but
I wouldn't do it for 10.
It also incentivizes not spending all your points. Because
Yeah,
if you
I
spend all
was
your
trying
points,
to do
then
that.
It
Like, keep-
also encourages banking your points to life points, because then you can say like, oh, well, if I have points in my life points, they can't
Yep.
steal those, and if they break it, then I have those points to draw on. And so it kind of makes your, like, each turn, you want to treat it like, my idea of the strategy is you want to farm points. You don't want to do everything in one turn. You kind of just want to do little teeny things, put like a pawn here, maybe move it around if something changes for some super like deep strategy later on, you're doing really slow changes, and then you're farming points. If you pass your first turn, you get 10 points, and then the next turn you get 66 points. If you pass again, you get another 10 points, and then you like if you play before you even summon, because really there's no reason to summon on your first turn.
Yeah, that's
So
the
it's
other
kinda-
thing is the haste. The haste in the game gets really kind of dangerous, especially if I put any pieces on your side of the board. I kind of instantly regretted pushing my pawn and my bishop that far forward, because it made it so you could just summon, move, attack, and remove my pieces right away. So that was kind of like a big power swing I noticed. Because I think in one of those, like, what is it? Your queen was able to come in, move forward, and capture the knight like right away. And I put a lot of points in the knight, so. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna get going. Go make some dinner. So.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't responding. I was typing the
no
rule
worries.
change of the soul gem breaking.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it was so great playing the game with you. I was gonna say nice
Likewise.
to meet you. I'm such on autopilot because like if I was working with like if I had people, this is the first time I've really had you like this interactively on the stream. So it's like usually when I have somebody on the stream, it's like. You're the third person I've ever had on my fourth person I've ever had on my stream, and it's just like, well, obviously I already know you, so, but like it's just like by habit I said I was about to say nice to meet you.
People don't know this. We could be strangers.
Oh yeah, so, who are you?
I don't know you.
You don't know me. All right, we'll see you later, MBK.
All right. Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.